And a very good state championship Saturday afternoon to you as we welcome you to War Memorial Stadium, Laramie, Wyoming. Jared Anderson, Wyatt Barijka here with you as we count you down to kickoff for the 1A 9-man state football championship featuring the Shoshoni Wranglers and the Pine Bluffs Hornets. Apologize for a few technical difficulties there, but we are connected and ready to roll from War Memorial Stadium, welcoming Wyatt Barijka to the Porters pregame show. Wyatt, you were here last year, and Shoshoni back once again this year.
Yeah, it's an awesome opportunity, Jerry, get to broadcast live from Laramie, Wyoming, War Memorial Stadium, and getting to do it with the exact same team we got to cover last year. And so Shoshoni trying to be back-to-back state championships, and Pine Bluffs trying to spoil it for them.
Earlier this week, you were able to catch up with the Shoshoni High School football head coach and defending state champion coach Tony Trumpler. Let's go ahead and roll that interview now as Wyatt with head coach of the Wranglers, Tony Trumpler.
Back here with head coach Anthony Trumpler from Shoshoni High School. And coach, just what was that feeling when you guys defeat Wind River and going back to the state championship game?
It was a huge, accomplishment. It was a great feeling. That was the goal coming into this season. Is that's where we needed to end this season, is back there and bring one more championship home to Shoshoni.
Coach, let's go back to the beginning of the season, week 1. You guys are taking on Pine Bluffs, a team that, had some expectations last season, but you guys get to see where you guys were at in week 1, and you guys unfortunately don't get the win. What was that loss like to help you for the rest of the season?
Well, it was an eye opener. Our 2 losses for the last 2 years right now have come from Pine Bluffs. So we knew going into it wasn't going to be an easy game. I think we went into it a little, big-headedly and thinking, we're returning state champions. Everybody's going to bow to us type thing. And so we mentally, I don't think we're prepared for it. And it showed. It was still a close game. And that's what makes this team so special is we were not ready to play, but, it was still a close game, and that was kind of an eye-opener for us. And I really believe that was kind of our wake-up call. That we needed to rededicate ourselves and find that passion that we had last year.
Yeah, you guys had probably some high expectations as far as going into the season, being state champions. As a coach, how do you keep that maybe on the down low for the team and make sure they're focused on this season as you guys rallied off 9 straight wins after that?
This group they're a special group. These 12 seniors and then my underclassmen, they're a special group. Our philosophy is everything's out on the table. We're not going to sugarcoat anything for the boys. When we lost to Pine Bluffs, we were right up in their face about this is not acceptable. You guys were too good for this. And, that was kind of one of the things that I think was an eye-opener for us, because we weren't expected to get hit in the mouth like that right out of the gate. And like I said, I'm okay with the loss. I know, we wanted to go on defeating, but sometimes you need a wake-up call to light a fire when you have teams that are as good as my team is you need sometimes you need a little bit of humble pie, I guess. And we got that, and it was awesome for us.
And maybe that was the thing to help you guys rally 9 straight wins. Coach, describe this season in one word. If you had one word to describe this season, what would it be and why?
It's been kind of this is one of the first years that we've had a schedule that really pushes us from week 1 all the way through. It was kind of a fun season because we didn't have a stretch where we had some lower level games or anything like that. Guys that, teams that we knew that we were physically better than and stuff like that. Yeah, we did have them along the schedule, but it was just a good season for us because we were pushed from week 1 all the way through. We did get the 2 forfeits from, St. Stephen's and Wyoming India, but we went out and found tough games. We made the 5-hour drive down to play Cheyenne East. Their varsity playing in a state championship on Saturday. So it was a good game. We wanted to find a team that would pass a lot because we knew we needed some work on that. Coming into the Wind River game, even the Big Piney game, you didn't know what to expect from Big Piney. And we had an injury and it kind of threw us off. And, we were kind of handling Big Piney pretty easily. And then we had that injury and we kind of fell apart. And it was kind of an eye-opener for us as a coaching staff. And I think as the team is we have to have young guys ready to go in case we do have these injuries, and we came back. We had off. We came back for the win. And then the next week we were still without Trey, against probably one of our up to that point that, our county rival with Wind River, and, we were banged up. We had, we were missing Trey. We had 2 kids that had been sick all week, really like starters, important kids that have been sick all week and had only made 2 days of practice all week. And going into the Wind River game, we had people playing new positions, and we started out a little sluggish, and, they just kind of find that extra gear and that will to win. This is one of the first teams that I coached that, we can make huge mistakes or get down in the game, and they don't really panic. They just keep playing and grind it out. And you don't find teams like that very often.
Yeah, and kind of moving forward to Saturday now, Coach, you're going to be in War Memorial Stadium. You guys had the experience last year, and, sometimes when people even go to that stadium as a fan or as a player, they're just so much in awe because of the opportunity that they're presented. How advantageous is it to, now you've got that one state championship appearance at War Memorial Stadium, to play another chance at War Memorial Stadium?
I think the focus is probably going to be a little better this year because we're not in awe of, playing at UW and being on the field. So I think it's going to help us a little bit, not being so nervous. I mean, granted, you're still going to be nervous. This is the biggest game of the season. Everything's riding on this. So the nerves are still going to be there, but I don't think it'll be as much of a wow factor for us as it was last year.
And, also playing a team that, again, that beat you guys earlier in the season, again, one of the few losses that you guys have had in a while. What do you know about Pine Bluffs, and what is going to be the game plan going into this particular game?
We fixed a lot of things from the loss. I've had people ask me, are you taking a lot from the first game that you played against them? And we have, and not really for the Pine Bluff side of the ball. We really went back and looked at what we needed to fix with the team, and so that's kind of what we used that first game for. They're going to throw the ball. We're kind of the exact opposite of teams. They're a throw first, run second team. We're a run first, pass second team. We can throw the ball. I have a great quarterback. I have a great receiving crew. We can throw the ball, but we kind of build everything around our dominant running game with my offensive line. They're huge. I have hard running, hard hitting backs that run out of the backfield. So that's kind of what we base our offense on. But, sometimes, and it's a couple of times this season, we've had to be like, all right, Alex, this is your game. You got to pass. And it works. And that's kind of how it was with Pine Bluffs. We had to throw the ball a lot more than we usually did because they came in with the game plan of shutting down our run game, and they did a pretty good job of it.
And what's going to be the biggest X factor difference maker ultimately, Coach? What is it going to take for you guys to be named back-to-back state champions?
We have to play Shoshoni football. We have to go out there. Like both the boys said, our motto is that we're a good team all the time, but we're a great team when we're having fun. And when these guys are having fun and they're flying around and they're hitting, and I would put them on the field against any team in the state. So that's what we really have to do, is we have to go out there and play Shoshoni football and pride ourselves on being wild, being crazy, and having fun. And that's what these guys do. If they're having fun and they're joking around and they're crazy, like I said, watch out. And, they're going to make mistakes. We always know that. We tease them all the time. You're not making millions. You're not playing on Sundays. So the mistakes are going to happen quite a bit. But it's how you react to the mistakes. If you make a big mistake, if you pout for 4 plays, then we're in trouble. But if you make a big mistake and you step up to the plate and, it's water under the bridge the very next play, that's the difference, really, is knowing that we can get right back into it no matter what happens.
And that's actually a great way to say it. And, Coach, just this final question here, and you probably know where I'm going to go with this, but what is it going to be like to share that field one more time with your son as a Shoshoni football player? It's
going to be awesome. I mean, it's been a ride. This is, I have 3 boys and he's my last one. So this will be the last time that I coach, one of my sons. It's been like almost 20 years that we've been doing this with football as being an assistant or the head with all 3 of my boys. And it's kind of bittersweet in a lot of ways. But, I take the field one more last time with Peyton, but these 12 seniors, they're all kind of like my kids. I mean, we've been together since they were in kindergarten. It's some aspect of football, either they're playing RJFL and I'm sitting on the sidelines watching, coming home coming from high school practice to make it to one of their RJFL games and stuff like that. So it's going to be bittersweet. Either win or lose. It's been an amazing run with this group.
Yeah, Coach, and it's going to be fun to call you guys one more final time this season. Coach, I can't thank you enough to being on here on the County 10 Kickoff Show as well as the County 10 Sports Network for the state championship game that you guys will be playing against Pine Bluffs, and I can't thank you enough.
Thank you guys for all the great coverage you do.
Perfect. That is head coach Anthony Trumpler from Shoshoni High School. We're going to be back right after this break.
Actually, Wyatt, we're going to keep it right here. That was an interview from earlier this week that Wyatt did for the County 10 Kickoff Show, which airs on Fridays on KOVE. Wyatt does a great job gathering interviews and all kinds of content from all across the state. We're just about 10 minutes or so away from kickoff here as both Shoshoni and Pine Bluffs out on the playing surface right now from War Memorial Stadium. And Wyatt, we've got a couple more interviews to try to squeeze into the Porters pregame show. So let's toss it to a couple of the Shoshoni student athletes and a couple of senior leaders on this team. First up is Shoshoni senior wide receiver Trey Fike.
Back here with Shoshoni football coverage, I'm here with Trey Fike, another player for Shoshoni High School, also senior for Shoshoni High School as well. Trey, how's everything going?
Oh, it's going good.
Trey, just talk about this season, kind of short and sweet summarizing it. What is the best parts of the season so far, and how have you think things have gone?
Obviously, to start the season, we played Pine Bluffs, and we lost that game, and I think that was a defining moment of the season because we all came back and we kind of rethought ourselves a little bit and decided that, we won last year, but that doesn't mean we're just going to be handed it this year. So kind of pushed us to work harder, and then throughout the season, we've just kept improving, and we're getting to the point where we can play our best football. So
talk about this season. As far as expectations, you guys are the defending state champions. You guys have a lot of expectations. Again, you just were mentioning that week 1 loss. We'll get into that in just a moment. But what does that expectation have done for you guys? Has that really impacted you guys, or has it made you guys that much better?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Obviously, we have a lot of seniors on this team, and we all had the common goal of making it back to the state championship and winning another one. And it's something that's pushed us since freshman, and now that it's here again, we're ready to get things done.
How awesome is it to be able to play one final season with your brothers as far as seniors go? I mean, you guys have, like you were mentioning, you guys have a ton of seniors on this squad, and pretty much it's a family for you guys. It feels like just going through, like learning about you guys more, but just what is it like to be able to strap on the pads and put on the helmet one more final time for Shoshoni High School?
It's awesome. We're all pretty sad about it, but at the same time, it's the best ending we could think of, being able to play in the state championship game as our last game on the Shoshoni football team. So it's pretty awesome, and we're all really excited to play this one last game.
What is one of the best moments? I wish I asked Dom this, but what is one of the best moments that you've had being on this Shoshoni football team?
Before every game, each week we have a team dinner at one of the players' house, and we all come together and hang out, and those moments are always so much fun because we just get to spend time with each other, and we all love each other on this team, and we're all brothers and family, and those are just the best moments to be able to be with them and just share those moments with them.
Yeah, sharing moments, and you get to share another one at War Memorial Stadium on Saturday in Laramie. What was it like to play in there the first time, and what is it going to be like to play in it one more final time?
The first time we played there last year, we were all so excited and kind of starstruck because we were dreaming about it since we were just young, that we wanted to be in a state championship game and win the state championship. So last year we were all kind of in that mindset of, oh my goodness, this is crazy. And we're just couldn't believe it. But this year feels a little bit more normal. And I think when we get there, it's just going to feel not quite as starstruck as we were the first time. We're just going to be ready to play, and I think that'll give us an advantage.
I was going to ask you how advantageous is it, but you've answered it right there, being able to have that experience. Trey, I can't thank you enough for taking some time out of your day. I know it's going to be a busy couple of days for you as well, and I wish you best of luck on Saturday.
Yeah, thank you.
That's Trey Fike, senior from Shoshoni High School. We're going to be back after this on the County 10 Sports Network. Back here on the County 10 Sports Network, I'm here with Dom Jarvis, a Shoshoni High School football player. Dom, just recap this season so far. I mean, best summarize it with that obviously week 1 loss, but you guys have been dominating the last 9 weeks or so.
Yeah, I think after that loss to Pine Bluffs, we kind of just came together as a team and decided we don't like that feeling and just came out and played with fire. I think that's helped us quite a bit.
What does a loss like that in week one do for a team like you guys? You know, coming off a state championship, it has a lot of expectations as a team, probably expectations amongst your guys' self. So just how do you guys make sure you guys are staying focused each and every week as this season has gone for you guys?
Well, I think that loss in the first week kind of brought us back down to earth a little bit and showed us our weaknesses and what we need to work on. And we've just improved since then. And I think that's been a big key to our success.
What is something that Coach Trumpler has emphasized with you guys this all season, or what is like a message that has kind of been something that you guys have used for the season to help you guys get to where you guys are?
It's simple, really. He just tells us for every game, it's like we're the best team when we're having fun. And I think that is very true with this team. When we're having fun, when we're flying around, making tackles and making big plays, I think everybody gets a little bit more hyped up and it helps.
I want to go back to last week when you guys are taking on a Fremont County rival and really your guys' rival in Wind River for the second time this season. You know, you guys get the win the first time, and how much more sweeter was that second time around, getting that win as far as a semifinal rematch of last season, but also getting a win against a Fremont County rivalry?
It was a pretty good feeling. I love playing Wind River, and it's a good time to play them. The rivalry is just awesome, and it's just an atmosphere like no other.
Well, speaking of atmosphere, you're going to be playing in a bigger one at War Memorial Stadium in Laramie, Wyoming on Saturday. You know, you've had the experience once now. How advantageous is it that you've been able to play at War Memorial Stadium once and now you get that opportunity to play it again?
I think it'll help us out a bunch, actually. We won't be too starstruck coming out onto the field. It'll be our second time there, and it's definitely going to help.
Yeah, obviously try to take advantage of the opportunities you guys have had before. But, Dom, this is going to be your final game on the Shoshoni football squad. You've been playing with a great group of guys. Just what is it like to be on that field one more time with what people like to say on a football team as brothers?
Yeah, you're right. They're our brothers. They're my brothers, and we're a family. We got each other's back, and it's kind of going to be bittersweet playing with them one last time. But we made it this far, and I think we're going to go out with a bang. I'm pretty excited.
What is it going to take for you and the Shoshoni squad to be state champions tomorrow when you take on Pine Bluffs?
I think it's going to take hard work and having fun, sticking to our responsibilities, following what the coaches taught us and instructed us to do.
Dom, I can't thank you enough. Thank you for taking some time today, being here on the County 10 Kickoff Show and as well as the County 10 Sports Network. We're excited to be calling you guys one final time this season.
Sweet. Thank you.
That's Dom Jarvis, player for Shoshoni High School. We'll be back after this.
Wyatt, we're going to keep it here again. Thank you for those interviews that you did earlier this week on the County 10 Kickoff Show. We just had the national anthem here from War Memorial Stadium and starters being introduced to the crowd. Wyatt, we're just about ready to go for a 1A 9-man state championship.
Yeah, should be a good one. Probably the two best teams in this classification going up against each other. Pine Bluffs has had Shoshoni's number the last couple of times, including, again, the week one game, 34-26. That was taken at Shoshoni as well. So we'll see how Shoshoni responds. And, again, Trumpler mentioned just taking the positives out of that loss in week one because, obviously, there's been a significant amount of time to improve during the season.
These two have built a little bit of a rivalry. It's hard to call them exactly true rivals, but because they've been so good, they're kind of rivals on the playing surface. Pine Bluffs leads the all-time series history 5-3 in this one. Their first meeting was only 2009, so not a whole lot of history between these two teams, but recently we've seen them play a few big games, like you said, Wyatt, through the playoffs thus far. Shoshoni opened by beating Lusk. They beat Wind River in the semifinals. Pine Bluffs got here by taking care of Big Piney in the quarterfinals, and then they'd knock off Rocky Mountain in a tough 35-32 game. We heard Randy Tucker earlier in the Porter's pregame show talk about a little bit of controversy in that one, an interesting finish, but ultimately Pine Bluffs does prevail.
Yeah, you know, you just got to play the game, and that's all you can do, even if there's a controversy or anything like that. Obviously, especially in this kind of game, everybody's going to say, oh, what about this, what about that? But as people do, you just got to play the game and just hope you get the win.
Pine Bluffs starting lineup being introduced to a boisterous Pine Bluffs crowd right now. Shoshoni, I would say, equally has as many people here in a much longer trip as Pine Bluffs, just about an 85-mile drive. You do have to climb the summit, which is no treat. Luckily, the weather held out for most of us traveling across the state today, but a little bit of an easier jaunt for Pine Bluffs than it was for the Shoshoni fans, but a lot of Wrangler fans in attendance. Again, some of the names to watch out for here as we prepare for kickoff in this one. Of course, Shoshoni, if you're a Wrangler fan, you know Peyton Trumpler is the feature back. He is a guy whose name we hope to call a lot today, 196 yards per game. Shoshoni's got a very capable quarterback in senior Alex Mills. We heard Trey Fike a moment ago, leading receiver on this team. Dom Jarvis, the individual leader on defense, and you just heard Dom on the Porter's pregame show as well.
Yeah, and Jared, I mean, Pine Bluffs the first time did hold Trumpler accountable in that pretty much the game. They had to go to the passing game, so we'll see how Pine Bluffs does in this one as well. And what does Shoshoni do? Do they rely on Alex Mills? Or are they going to try to start with Trumpler on the game, as I believe Shoshoni is going to receive the football to start this one?
Some of the Pine Bluffs Hornets to introduce you to, as we'll get you names on the fly here as well. But Stu Lerwick is their starting quarterback, a senior, 209 yards passing per game. He is, Coach Trumpler said it, and Coach Gray said it, the best passing quarterback in 1A 9-man football, and is getting some looks from some colleges, I'm told. Dalton Schaefer is their lead running back. Taylor Beacon is also a major weapon out of the backfield. Ryan Fornstrom, the team's top receiver and their leading tackler. Shoshoni is going to kick it away to start the game. Wyatt Barijka to my left. I'm Jared Anderson. Thanks to Riley back at radio control, and we are ready to go from the 1A 9-man state championship game as Dominic Jarvis has it teed up for the Shoshoni Wranglers. He'll put the leg to it. It's a little pooch kick to get things going, and receiving that pooch kick is Sean Schmeidel, who will just step out of bounds right at about his own 36-yard line.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they were trying to get the football to start that one, Jared, but Shoshoni unable to do that. And that was something that Little Snake River did for pretty much most of their game when they beat Burlington just a game beforehand. They were doing a lot of onside kicking, so we'll see how that progresses throughout the game.
Move them all the way up to their own 39, I guess, as Pine Bluffs will start the ball game with the football. They're in purple uniforms. They've got the purple tops trimmed in yellow, the Pine Bluffs Hornet on the helmet. Schaefer gets the carry on the first play from scrimmage, and he's got a lot of running room, first down and much more. Slips out of a tackle, and Schaefer is going to take it the distance. Touchdown Pine Bluffs to open the football game. One play from scrimmage. We're officially on the clock, 2 seconds old, and Dalton Schaefer takes it from his own 39 to the house.
61 yards, Jared, and that was just all design blocking. Another thing about Dalton Schaefer, had to be out for a moment for part of the season due to an injury in week 1, and already making an impact, getting the first score of the game.
They will adjust the clock and let it run 9 seconds officially off now as the extra point is up and through. Abe Serrano kicks it in for the Pine Bluffs Hornets. And wow, Wyatt, we don't even have a chance to settle in, and already scoring in this one as Pine Bluffs takes an early 7-0 lead on the Fremont Therapy Group scoreboard.
Yeah, Jared, that was very quick, and we'll see what Shoshoni does now. Now you got to respond.
I've only told you about one of the team's uniforms. Usually that's what I try to do on the first play from scrimmage. Shoshoni huddled around their head coach, Tony Trumpler. They're in the away uniforms in this one, so that's the white tops with blue helmets, trimmed in some yellow as well. And boy, fireworks to start the cannon to start right off the bat for the Pine Bluffs Hornets, and their fans with a standing ovation before they can even really get settled into the stadium. And now Shoshoni's first turn with it here as Serrano will put it on the tee.
Yeah, another thing to think about too, Jared, Pine Bluffs is a pass first team, and they went immediately to the ground, so maybe just trying to calm the jitters a little bit to get settled into the game, and I think they have already succeeded at that.
We heard a lot about Dalton Schaefer coming into this one, and got to see him right off the bat. 61-yard touchdown run, 7-0 Pine Bluffs here, and only one play from scrimmage. Serrano will boot this one away. Peyton Trumpler back to receive. Fields it on a bounce at his own 10. Crosses the 20-yard line. Gets a good block. And now keeps his legs churning across his own 30 down to about the 31. And that's where the Wranglers will start with the football.
Yeah, we'll see what Wranglers do. I bet you wouldn't be surprised if it's a Peyton Trumpler handoff just to settle into the game as well. I mean, I talked with them, and it was like, how is it to play in War Memorial Stadium again after getting that first time? And they said they would probably settle in a lot more, but again, it's still the biggest stage in Wyoming high school football.
Hash mark left on their own 31 to start for the Shoshoni Wranglers. Mills out of the gun, 3 in the backfield. Wyatt, he called it a handoff to Peyton Trumpler, who pushes forward for a gain of about 5 on first down.
Yeah, Trumpler probably going to be a name you hear a lot, as Trumpler had a big game last week against Wind River, being the main back, and gets 5 yards to get going.
Bring up a 2nd and 5 for these Shoshoni Wranglers. Again, 7-0 Pine Bluffs here early on. Haven't even played a minute of elapsed game time yet. 3 in the backfield. Handoff is faked to Trumpler. Mills going to throw it now and wanted Jackson Stanley, but overshoots his man a little bit. Incomplete. And these Pine Bluffs Hornets fired up on defense, especially in the secondary.
Yeah, Jackson Stanley, too. He can do everything. Plays receiver, likes to rush, and that time they were trying to get a big play, a decent play out of it, and just Alex Mills overthrows his receiver on that one. It's going to set up a 3rd and 5.
Wranglers break their huddle on 3rd down. Snap to Mills, handoff to Trumpler. Trumpler gets forward for a couple, pushes it forward. Second effort's going to get him closer to the sticks, but I think he's still going to be about a yard short here as the ball spotted at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, just a little bit short there. Like you said, mark it at the 40, and got to wonder what Shoshoni will do here. It appears they might go for this.
Yeah, Mills is the punter, but the way it looks, Shoshoni on 4th and 1 from their own 40 here early on will appear to go for it. Mills out of the shotgun, 3 in the backfield, just a quarterback keeper. Mills is going to have enough, gains 2 on the quarterback sneak, and that is enough to move the sticks.
Yeah, you only need 2, Jared. That maybe was a lot more obvious than we kind of pictured that to be, but they get the first down and they get a new set of downs. 10:28 to go, 7-0 Pine Bluffs.
And we'll talk about this big offensive line for Shoshoni as the game goes on, but led by Corbin DeWitt, the center, who broke a finger, learned to snap with his non-dominant hand. Kellen Lennon down there pushing the pile forward as well. Shotgun snap to Mills, first touch to Cannon Campbell, and he's met near the line of scrimmage. They'll give him a gain of 1 on the play.
Cannon Campbell, kind of that pace back. He can kind of pace things out, and he's kind of a different pace when you want to go with him, but he only gets 1 on that play.
Felix Gregory and Diego Penigua on the stop defensively for Pine Bluffs. 2nd down and 9 with 9:45 to play first quarter. Pine Bluffs scored on their first play, and now they're going to jump off sides, it looks like, as Diego made a nice stop last time and jumps into the neutral zone here this time, so it will be an offsides call.
Some of the games that I've watched here, Jared, so far, especially yesterday, penalties were a huge difference maker. It stopped drives, it gave teams momentum, so maybe another thing to just kind of look out for as this game has progressed.
Mills out of the shotgun, 2 receivers to his right now. We'll give it to Trumpler, second guy through. Trumpler gets to the first down marker and a couple more. And a good strong run by Peyton Trumpler to move the chains again for Shoshoni. So not quite the fireworks we saw on the other side of the ball, but a methodical, slow offense that's converting and moving the sticks. That's how Shoshoni likes it.
Yeah, they just like to slow the football down, Jared. And, the running game that's their bread and butter. I mean, they can pass it too, but expecting a lot of runs here in this one.
Mills will give it to Trumpler, and he'll pick up maybe 2 yards on the play.
It was Cannon Campbell for 2 on that one, Jared, and, sets up a 2nd down, and about 9 is what they're going to have it.
Gain is 1, 2nd down and 9 yards to go.
My mistake on the name there. Good assist, Wyatt.
I'm here to help you, Jared.
I need all the help I can get, that's for sure. 2nd down and 9 for the Wranglers. Mills out of the shotgun, 3 in the backfield again. Looks like he'll give it to Trumpler this time. Little misdirection in there, and Trumpler will pick up maybe 4 or 5 on the play down to the 40-yard line of Pine Bluffs, and it'll set up another 3rd down.
Yeah, Pine Bluffs was ready for Cannon Campbell on the fake, but Mills pulls it back, gives it to Trumpler, gives about 4, like you said, Jared. It sets up a 3rd and manageable for the Wranglers at Pine Bluffs 39.
Taylor Beacon on the stop that time. 3rd down and 4, as Wyatt said. Mills out of the shotgun again. 3rd down of the drive as Trumpler will take the handoff. He'll get the 1st down and more as he bounces it out to the right side. Trumpler down to the 26-yard line before he's knocked out of bounds, and another Wrangler 1st down.
Yeah, big gain on that one, and when you need a 3rd down conversion, Jared, that's the way to do it. Just give it to Trumpler. It bounces to the outside, takes a couple of Hornets to make the tackle, but it is a 1st down.
At the 5th time Trumpler has run here in the early going. We close in on the 8-minute mark of the 1st quarter. Handoff inside as Shoshoni likes to run a little misdirection there. I keep thinking they give it to Cannon Campbell, but they gave it to Trumpler again, and Trumpler will move forward for another gain of 5. So I feel like we've seen that a lot in these playoffs, and now in the championship, Trumpler on 1st down for 5.
Yeah, Trumpler already 6 carries for 35 yards. On our stat sheet, we got multiple ways to keep stats, so if we miss something, Jerry, we got that ability.
This one is to Cannon Campbell, who's right near the 1st down marker. I think he's going to pick it up by about half a yard. Give him 5.5 officially on the carry, as Cannon Campbell will move the chains once again, and now Shoshoni is at the Pine Bluffs 16.
Yeah, this is a good starting drive for Shoshoni of the first offensive series, and you just want to get settled into the game, just feel comfortable knowing that you're on the biggest stage, and here we go.
2 receivers to the left, 2 in the backfield with Mills. He'll give it to Trumpler. He's got a big hole as he bounces in and out of defenders and takes it inside of the 5-yard line down to about the 3, where he's finally brought down. 1st and goal, Shoshoni, after the Trumpler run.
Yeah, big hole there created by the offensive line, Jared, and, this is a very experienced group. 12 seniors on this team this year for the Wranglers, as it's 1st and goal.
A lot of seniors on both of these teams. Here's Trumpler, 1st and goal, right down near the line of scrimmage. He's going to be just a little bit short. It'll bring up a 2nd and goal from about the 3 or 4 inch line here, as they're inside of the 1.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they just run this one once again, as Mills talking with his dad, who is the offensive coordinator, and Max Mills, also the athletic director for Shoshoni High School.
Girls basketball coach, too. We saw Alex, quarterback, sneak it on a 4th and 1 a moment ago. 2nd goal from the inch line. They'll give it to Trumpler, who walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Shoshoni Wranglers.
And first score for the Wranglers in this one, Jared, and that's a drive you need to spawn, especially that kind of drive that Pine Bluffs put up in the first play of the game, and they're able to get in for 6, and then hopefully the PAT by Dom Jarvis makes it 7 apiece.
Think back to that big 4th and 1 conversion in their own territory. Jarvis will put the toe to it. Looks good. It is good. And with 6:18 to play in the 1st quarter, we are tied 7-7 from the 1A and 9-man state football championship. Wyatt, I need a breather. Let's take a break here if we can. 6:18 to play, 7 apiece. Back after this on 105.1 Jack FM and County10.com.
Brown Sugar Coffee Roastery is proud to be a supporter of athletics and student athletes all across Fremont County. Brown Sugar is a locally owned and operated restaurant located in downtown Riverton. Their passion is coffee and locally sourced foods. Be sure to stop in for dinner service and look for a new menu coming soon. Brown Sugar Coffee Roastery. See them online at brownsugarcoffeeroastery.com or stop in at 203 East Main Street, Riverton.
Is strictly prohibited.
Welcome you back to War Memorial Stadium, Laramie, Wyoming. Jared Anderson here alongside Wyatt Barijka. Riley Bouillon back at Jack FM radio control. With 6:18 to play in the first quarter, we're tied at 7s. A 1-yard Peyton Trumpler touchdown run on second goal after a nice long drive there for Shoshoni to cap off that last scoring play.
Yeah, 13-play drive for the Wranglers, as this one is going to be booted to the end zone. They'll say touchback, and Pine Bluffs will start at the 20.
Yeah, 69 yards on the drive. 5:26 was the time of possession for Shoshoni. So just how Shoshoni likes those drives, and you want to score, you want to put those offensive drives together, but it keeps Pine Bluff's defense on the field for a long time and keeps their offense off the field. And as we saw, one play from scrimmage, Dalton Schaefer ran it 61 yards, so Pine Bluff certainly capable of scoring quick, and I'm sure Shoshoni would like to limit those offensive possessions.
Yeah, Pine Bluffs look to pass here already, as they could go.
Lerwick out of the shotgun. He's got 3 receivers, dances around. Good pressure defensively by Shoshoni. Good job coverage in the secondary, too. And Lerwick is just going to try to salvage what he can. Runs out of bounds, is ultimately going to go backwards a couple of yards. Just all around good pressure by Shoshoni defensively.
Yeah, good job by Shoshoni to not go one direction. You had Stanley right there. You had Campbell right there as well to help out on that one. And Campbell does cause a big loss on the play. It's actually a loss of 4.
2nd down and 14. Lerwick will again work out of the gun. 2 receivers to his left, 1 in the slot to the right. He'll give it to Schaefer out of the backfield, though, and Schaefer is going to plow forward for maybe 5 on the play. Is wrapped up quickly by a couple of Wrangler defenders, including Peyton Trumpler.
Yeah, gets back to the original line of scrimmage, Jared, and Shoshoni was all over that. Again, Schaefer had that 61-yard run to start it off, and I think Shoshoni is now going to tack his number on their jersey.
Jackson Stanley in on the carry too, says PA announcer Jack Noakes. 3rd down and 9. Shotgun snap to Lerwick. He throws it to his left. He's got a man that's Sloan who gathers it in, but he's going to be tackled short of the first down. Good open field tackle by Cannon Campbell on the far side here from War Memorial Stadium, and the first 4th down situation for Pine Bluffs.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to let's see what they do here. They're looking like they're going to punt with all the substitutions they're making, but we will await there as Trumpler does appear like he is back there to punt, or to receive the punt, excuse me.
Lerwick, the quarterback and the punter, so you get that on both sides with Alex Mills and Lerwick. He does punt it away, and Trumpler is going to watch this one bounce at his own 35. It'll roll inside of the 30 and continue to roll, and then finally come to a rest at about the 26-yard line. So all things considered, a nice punt there by Stu Lerwick, who will send it back to the Shoshoni Wranglers, tied at 7s with 4:49 to play first quarter.
Yeah, another thing too, Jared, noticing some of the games yesterday, it's not as cold as it was in the later in the afternoon, but definitely it looked like it did play a factor in some of the games that were played yesterday between Level and Bighorn and Coney and Star Valley.
Yeah, for mid-November, it's a beautiful afternoon in Laramie. Just a very slight breeze, sunshine, partly cloudy skies, and about 40 degrees at kickoff here. So a little bit chilly, but nothing like we've experienced at War Memorial Stadium sometime, as here's a loss of a couple on first down. The handoff to Peyton Trumpler, and a good job swarming defensively from these Hornets. Hornets swarming. See what I did there, Wyatt?
Yeah, I see what you did there. Trumpler, 8 carries for 47 yards. He's already filled out the first quarter stat sheet that we got on our end, but again, credit to UW for providing stats for us as well.
2nd down and 12. Shotgun to Mills. Mills will air it out to Campbell, who's met as soon as he gathers it in. Did a nice job to catch it. It's ultimately going to be a gain of about 4, but slamming him to the turf there was Alex Sloan, who made a great play up from his corner position.
Ouch, getting tattooed right there is Pine Bluffs. Looked like they were ready for his, looking on the big scoreboard there. Yeah, just immediately met there by Alex Sloan.
We saw 3rd and long a moment ago for Pine Bluffs. Now Shoshoni forced into a 3rd and 8 situation at their own 28-yard line. Mills will go under center. He's got nobody back there with him, which is rare. He's got 4 to his right, 1 to his left. Tries to get it to Trumpler, and it falls incomplete. As tried to use kind of a little screen over there with the 4 receivers, but ultimately the pass falls incomplete, and it'll bring up a 4th and 8 and presumably a Shoshoni punt.
Yeah, Alex Mills will punt it there. That could have been very dangerous. Shoshoni lines up with 4 to the right on that one. Peyton Trumbuller, the lone receiver to the other side here, but turnover as the punt comes away.
Mills will boot the ball away. Gathered in by the Pine Bluffs returner at the 30-yard line. He'll get near midfield as I try to pick out a number. That is Dalton Schaefer. Schaefer takes it to about midfield, about the 47-yard line of the Hornets, and that's where Pine Bluffs will start this possession. So both teams score on their opening possessions, and both teams punt it on their second possessions.
Yeah, that was a good return there for Pine Bluffs as it sets them up at the 48-yard line, Jared. So we'll see what they do here with a little bit shorter of a field to work with.
Lerwick out of the gun, 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. The give is to Schaefer. Schaefer has a small crease. He'll cross midfield and ultimately pick up about 5 yards on first down, right down to about the 46-yard line of Shoshoni.
Yeah, Schaefer probably going to be the main back that you're going to hear a lot today. He can also work in the passing game as a receiver, but it is just a quick 6-yard gain there officially, and it'll set up his 2nd and 4.
Tied at 7s, 2:50 to play first quarter. Pine Bluffs with the football in Wrangler territory now. Lerwick out of the shotgun again. Give is to Dalton Schaefer. No, he's going to take it away, and he's going to be swarmed defensively. Now I'll roll out to his left where he's got a lot of space. He'll pick up a first down, zigging and zagging. Football knocked loose, and I believe Shoshoni might be on it. They say they are. We'll await the official signal from the referees who are in there on the pile. A turnover potentially.
They're going to say Shoshoni football.
Shoshoni football. They'll take it away at the 32-yard line, and it was a big run by Stu Lerwick, but somebody laid a hit on him, and I'll try to watch here on the replay.
Jackson Stanley, who is the one who came in with the hit. It was trying to see who that was. That was Quentin Clark, who made the start of the tackle.
Quentin Clark, the sophomore cornerback, did a great job and got a hand on the football, it looked like on the replay here from War Memorial Stadium, causing the turnover, and now Shoshoni set up with the football again at their own 32. Mills in the shotgun. Cannon Campbell's in motion. Direct snap, to Mills, the quarterback who directly runs with it, and he'll pick up 3 or 4 on first down as he just kind of ran to his left there.
Yeah, we'll see if that maybe gives Shoshoni a little bit of momentum. You hear the crowd here as Shoshoni is on the visiting side this time, so a little bit closer. You can hear him through the crowd mic when things get a little excited, but this has been great crowds from all the teams who have been here so far. There's still one more game left, and great job by the communities here to come today.
Mills handed to Trumpler, who's going to go backwards as a couple of Pine Bluffs Hornets right in his pocket before he got the football. Ryan Fornstrom, who I'm surprised, frankly, it took me this long to say Fornstrom's name, was one of the first ones there. Dalton Schaefer also in there as well, and it's going to set up a 3rd and 8 now for Shoshoni.
Yeah, maybe look for Jackson Stanley on this one too, Jared. He is able to make those kind of play-action big plays happen, as he is going to line up in his tight end position. You got 2 receivers at the bottom of the screen.
Starting to see both teams' defenses settle in a little bit here after both teams scored early on their first possessions. Mills is out of the shotgun. Fike in motion. Mills will scramble to his left under a lot of pressure. Now plants his feet looking for Stanley, and it's going to be over his head out of bounds. Stu Lerwick had some good coverage, as good a coverage as you can have on the 6'7" target, but the pass just over Stanley's head.
Yeah, Mills had to scramble immediately. He had to just kind of leave the pocket, and maybe that's kind of what led to that, maybe just a little overthrown on there, because Stanley can go up and make those jump catches when the opportunities presented itself, but it looks like we're going to have a punt here from Shoshoni on 4th and 8.
Mills will drop way back and receive the snap. Rolls a little bit to his left, now kicks a high end-over-ender. Schaefer has to kind of turn around to catch it. Now he's going to try to pick up some momentum, and he'll get it out to the 33-yard line. And a good tackle down there by a Shoshoni Wrangler, whose number I can't read from here, Wyatt.
That was Trey Fike on an open field tackle. He's able to evade a block there, as you see, and he's able to set up Pine Bluffs deep in their own territory at the 32. Even though it's not really that deep, but it's significant bit more than what they've had previously.
So we saw a fumble, turn it over to Shoshoni. Wranglers 3 and out.
Hold it. On a kicking team, that penalty is declined, except that here. The holding was before the kick.
There you go. Hopefully you can hear that over the PA system. Holding on the punting team, but they'll decline the penalty as the holding was before the kick. And Pine Bluff's content with where they're at their own 33.
Wonder, because if it was before the penalty, you can send them back 10 yards, but they're going to elect to just start with the football where they're at.
Lerwick in the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Wants to throw and does. It's gathered in by Fornstrom, who is knocked out of bounds after about a 7-yard pickup.
It's only the second pass attempt that Pine Bluffs has had in this one, and it's only for 15 yards total, if I have it correctly.
2nd down and 3 as we've got 51 seconds to play in the first quarter. Schaefer will get the handoff, and Schaefer is going to pick up the first down. He'll get 5 yards off right tackle. Actually, that's Abe Serrano, who does the job out of the backfield. Abe Serrano, I believe, with his first carry.
That is his first carry that I got him for, and it's going to be probably one more play coming up here with a first down after that.
First down and 10, Pine Bluffs at their own 45-yard line again. We're tied at 7s, 30 seconds to play in the first quarter. Lerwick out of the gun. Loads up and wants to throw. He's got Fornstrom, who cannot gather it in. Fornstrom had a couple of steps on the defender. Ball was a little bit underthrown, and Fornstrom had to turn around and wait for it. Ultimately falls incomplete.
Yeah, just a little short. It was Alex Mills got beat on that play and just a little underthrown there and just wasn't able to locate it. It's going to set up a 2nd and 10, under 22 seconds to go now in this this first quarter.
Won a 9-man state football championship from Laramie's War Memorial Stadium. Jared Anderson, Wyatt Barijka with you here. They give us to Schaefer on 2nd and 10. There's a flag that flies as soon as the play starts. Shoshoni's defensive line did a nice job. Only a gain of a couple on the play, but we'll check the flag.
Yeah, usually it's going to be potentially a hold here, but it did come from the far side, Judge, so we'll see what this call is. They're going to waive it.
No penalty on the play. And should be 3rd down at about 8.
Yeah, 14 seconds to go now, and it probably no play will be run as Pine Bluffs is going to go to the line, though.
Yeah, we'll see if they can actually get this off. Clock at 3, 2, and they will snap it at 1 as Lerwick dances around the pocket. Flag flies in the secondary. Pass falls incomplete. He wanted Fornstrom deep again, and a flag in the Shoshoni backfield.
Yeah, we'll see what this is. It is going to be the end of the first quarter. We are going to be tied, but we'll see what this penalty's on as. Yes, you did come from the backfield.
Holding on the defense. 10 yards from the previous spot. First down with an untimed down.
So we will have an untimed down here to end the first quarter as holding defensively on Shoshoni will give Pine Bluffs an extra 10 and a first down. So one more play here before we finish out quarter number 1.
Yeah, big holding penalty again. There will be one more play just because of the penalty occurring on the final play of the quarter.
Penalty will push it into Wrangler territory. Ball now at the 43-yard line. And Lerwick will load up in the shotgun, one in the backfield. He'll give it to that one in the backfield. That's Schaefer, who cuts to his left, has some yardage. He'll get the first down, and now he's got a lot of open space. Schaefer to the 20, knocked out of bounds at the 15, and another flag flies in late on this play. It was Cannon Campbell racing down the field. knocking him out of bounds. Good run by Schaefer, but a flag at the end of the play now. And now they're going to waive this one and say no flag. So that will officially, Wyatt, I think, take us to the end of the first quarter here finally. And at the end of one, it's Shoshoni 7, Pine Bluffs 7. Pine Bluffs on the move. Come on back with us for the second quarter action after this timeout on 105.1, Jack FM, and County10.com.
Central Wyoming College has a new Bachelor of Applied Science degree in Early Childhood Education.
Being a teacher has always been a dream of mine.
This degree combines the academic, assessment, and classroom management content that students need to be successful in the classroom. Gain knowledge in how young children grow and develop physically and cognitively, and guide them to social and emotional development.
What I really like about the education program here at CWC is that we get a lot of classroom experience.
Make your way at CWC.
Elevate Rehab in Lander is a proud sponsor of sports in Fremont County. Elevate offers physical and occupational therapy and specializes in hand therapy. Elevate Rehab also offers one-on-one personalized treatment for every patient. Their dedicated team of highly skilled and specialized therapists will help you on your journey back to better health and mobility. Elevate War Memorial Stadium is the scene for state championship football. A 9-man game happening right now as we start the second quarter. We're tied 7 apiece. Wyatt, a wild first quarter here between Shoshoni and Pine Bluffs.
Yeah, it literally started on the very first play of the game on a 61-yard scamper to the end zone from Schaefer, and Pine Bluffs now looking to strike again.
First and 10 from the Wrangler 14 to start quarter number 2. Lerwick in the shotgun will hand it to Schaefer, who is met right at the line of scrimmage. Dom Jarvis in there and wrapping him up for a limited gain of maybe 1 on the play.
Yeah, Schaefer has had a couple big plays already. The one to end the quarter on that one, and now he's got himself 4 carries for 72 yards unofficially is what I have him for.
Second down and 9 from the Shoshoni 13. Lerwick hand it to Schaefer again. Schaefer's got a big hole this time. He'll get hit at the goal line, but ultimately power his way in. Dalton Schaefer with his second touchdown of the day, and he'll give Pine Bluffs back the lead.
Yeah, big play there. The hole just is created for Schaefer just to go right through it, and it's a nice touchdown there for Pine Bluffs, and it's going to set them up with a potentially 7-point lead with 11:24 to go.
PAT will not be good, as I think it missed to the right. It almost looked like it might have been tipped at the line as it kind of changed trajectory, but extra point is no good, and the score now with 11:24 to play in the second quarter, it's Pine Bluffs 13, Shoshoni 7. We'll take a quick timeout, bring you more second quarter action after this from War Memorial Stadium on 105.1 Jack FM and County10.com.
To win in sports, you have to adapt your strategy as the game changes. The same is true with investments. Hi, I'm John Shade, your Edward Jones financial advisor, and I can be your financial coach. Give me a call at 335-7722 today. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Let's head back to War Memorial Stadium in Laramie with Jared and Wyatt on 105.1 Jack FM.
A 7-play, 67-yard drive that took 1 minute and 32 seconds, capped off by a Dalton Schaefer 13-yard touchdown run that spanned 2 quarters. Will put the Pine Bluffs Hornets back in front. The extra point was no good. Might have been tipped at the line, but ultimately off to the right side. 13-7 now. Hornets lead the Wranglers with 11:24 to play in the second quarter.
Yeah, Jared, another thing, too, is there's an extra field goal, I guess, post is to say, because there's college standards and there's high school standards. So just something to note there for the visual audience if we have them on the scoreboard. That's why it's 13-7.
Abe Serrano with the kick. It came to a rest at about the 18-yard line and just kind of died. Will ultimately be scooped up and moved forward for about 4 yards as Trumpler had to run a long way to get the football. Looked like it was going to go out of bounds and then just kind of died along the sideline. Yeah, Wyatt, you mentioned the field goal posts. Very interesting. We watched the 6-man game and Little Snake River move on to another state championship. Before this one, they had the the uprights out, of course, an 80-yard field in six-man football. Now those uprights they used for that one are behind the regular field goal posts here from War Memorial Stadium. So a little expanded zone in high school football, but you also have two sets of goal posts, which looks interesting. Shoshoni 1st and 10 as Mills will set up the offense. Looks for Trey Fike. He's got it gathered in, and Fike's got a lot of space across midfield down to the 35 where he's finally drugged down a big first down play. Mills to Trey Fike.
That is a big play right there, and Mills just getting Trey Fike on that slant route. Huge play there as I got him for 43 yards on that one.
All the way down to the Pine Bluffs 33, and maybe that will open things up here for Shoshoni offensively a little bit more as Mills in the shotgun again. Fike's out to the left side, 3 in the backfield with Alex. Alex will lose the handle. Ball's on the floor, and Pine Bluffs, I believe, is going to recover. They got up like they did, and now the officially says Pine Bluffs football. So talk about a momentum killer right there after the big Trey Fike yardage pickup there on a nice pass play. Fumble will turn it back over to the Hornets.
Yeah, that's just disappointing from Shoshoni's side, and now you're giving the football back to a team who just scored on you and now has a ton of more momentum than they just had.
10:50 to play in the second quarter. Pine Bluffs up 13-7. Now with the football 1st and 10 from their own 37-yard line. Stu Lerwick in the backfield, and he's going to call a timeout. You could tell Lerwick was a little bit confused. He looked at his coach a couple of times and then finally signaled the timeout there. So again, 10:50 to play with Pine Bluffs on top of this one, 13-7. Let's take a quick break here on 105.1 Jack FM and County10.com.
The Lander community supports the Lander Valley High School Tigers, and Altitude Interiors on Main Street is no exception. Altitude Interiors is Lander's expert in flooring, window coverings, cabinets, and more. The inside of your home is like a team jersey. Every so often, you just need a redesign. The team at Altitude has the best playbook in town and can help you with your projects from start to finish and make sure you get the look and feel of your dreams. Altitude Interiors supports Tiger football, and they're here for you too at 333 Main in Lander.
Wyoming, Jared and Wyatt here with you, high atop from the press box. 10:50 to play second quarter. It's Pine Bluffs 13, Shoshoni 7. Shoshoni had a 43-yard Mills to Trey Fike completion and then fumbled it on the next play. Pine Bluffs with the momentum shift, and now the football at their own 37-yard line. 1st and 10. Lerwick out of the gun. Will hand it to Schaefer. Schaefer started to his right, cuts back to his left. He's got a first down, and right at midfield is tackled in the middle of that Steamboat Bucking Horse logo down to about the Wrangler 48-yard line. And another big run by Dalton Schaefer, who had a great game in week 1 against these Wranglers. Got injured in that game, missed some time to start the year, but he looks back in 100% here.
Doesn't even look like he was out for the amount of time he was, but he's back and he's already making big plays.
Lerwick out of the gun, short drop, will find a receiver that's Jessen on the right side, and Colin Jessen has a first down and more as he'll carry it across the 30-yard line down to about the 29, and just weapons all over the field for these Pine Bluffs Hornets. A lot of them seniors, so a lot of experience, but Jessen, another big target at 6'5".
As we think we just got a timeout by Shoshoni, I believe, is who just called the timeout. So that's Shoshoni's first timeout. But Jared, like you were saying, there's a lot of experience. I mean, this is 2 experienced teams. You got 12 here for Shoshoni, you got quite a few for Pine Bluffs, and also just the passing game is you're now starting to see that really develop, especially when Schaefer can run like that.
Yeah, you wonder what next year is going to look like. Not that we want to look too far ahead here with still 3 more quarters to play, but it's both of these teams are losing a lot of their star power, and certainly we've seen some underclassmen do great things for Shoshoni, and I'm told Pine Bluffs has some as well. But it's interesting. It's gonna both of these teams are gonna look very very different next season. Again, 13-7 Pine Bluffs on top here from War Memorial Stadium. Dalton Schaefer, who Wyatt and I have talked a lot about with both touchdown runs, had a 61-yard touchdown run on the first play from scrimmage in the game and a 13-yard touchdown run on the second play of the second quarter. And Peyton Trumpler had a 1-yard touchdown run for Shoshoni with 6:18 to play in the first quarter. So that's where we are here from War Memorial Stadium. Glad you're along with us wherever you're listening from all across Fremont County, and those of you checking out the stream on County 10's YouTube channel, broadcasting around the world potentially, Wyatt.
Well, you would hope so, but yeah, again, we can't stream the video for exclusivity purposes, but as there's a play right there.
As Schaefer will take the handoff and get 3 or 4 yards. Yeah, the NFHS network does have the broadcast if you're a subscriber, and the good crew at SVI out of Star Valley doing the games there. Big shout out to Duke and to Dal to our right doing these games, but fun to be here. I know you were at War Memorial Stadium with our good friend Jackson last year doing this game, but this is my first broadcast. I've been in the press box about 1,000,000 times, it feels like, but I've never gotten to do a broadcast from here,
really?
So very exciting. On a personal note, I guess. 2nd down and 7, 9:40 to play here. Pine Bluffs driving the football there at the Shoshoni 26-yard line.
Changing the play up, I think, right there, as Lorwick is going to get the ball, but a penalty flag on the play.
And a delay of game offensively.
Delay game. Pine Bluffs.
Another thing, too, Jared, is that there's 2 countdown clocks here, so it's something you really don't get in high school football because the official gives the hand signal, but you have a play clock to kind of help you out with that.
Penalty will back it up to a 2nd down and 12. Lerwick. Flag flies to start the play. Lerwick tried to throw it to Colin Jessen on the right side, and the pass was a little bit too strong as Jessen's outstretched arms couldn't haul it in. We'll check the flag.
Looks like it's going to go against Pine Bluffs again.
Illegal motion, Pine Bluffs, 5 yards from the previous spot.
Illegal motion penalty will back up the Hornets even more, which is good news for the Wranglers.
Yeah, it's going to set up a 2nd down and 17 now, so lots of yards to get back on this next 2 plays, maybe if you're in that position to be in 4th down territory. Usually in football for high school Wyoming football, it's usually 4th down territory where they're at right now.
Pine Bluffs saw the countdown clock running. I'm glad you mentioned that a second ago, Wyatt, because I was watching it on that play. They looked a little disorganized, and now they're going to call a timeout, but they hadn't even broken the huddle yet, and there was already about 8 seconds left on the play clock. So this drive alone, we've seen 3 total timeouts, 2 from Pine Bluffs and 1 from Shoshoni. As a little disorganization there. 9:28 to play in the second quarter. Pine Bluffs on top of Shoshoni at 13-7. We'll take a quick timeout back after this on 105.1 Jack FM and County10.com. 30 if you can. We'll keep it right here. 9:28 to play second quarter. As I mentioned, Pine Bluffs on top, 13-7.
Yeah, again, a couple of timeouts taken. You said 3 on the drive, Jared, with Pine Bluffs taking 2 of them.
Lerwick in the shotgun, 2 receivers to his right. Now Schaefer rolls out as well as the play is snapped. Lerwick flushed to the right side. Will try to find Schaefer way downfield, and it goes out of bounds, incomplete.
Yeah, Trumpler on the coverage on that play, but had to go. Lerwick had to get out of the pocket right there, Jared, and just caused an incomplete. Good job there by Shoshoni to keep Lerwick from running, because he can run. Even though you haven't seen it much, he can run with the football on a 3rd and 17.
We have not seen Taylor Beacon out of the Pine Bluffs backfield nearly as much as I thought we might. Schaefer's done a great job. We saw Abe Serrano with a run, but haven't seen Beacon except for a couple of plays on defense. As the handoff this time and met right at the line of scrimmage is Schaefer. Dom Jarvis in there first, and a couple other Wranglers collapse. As it's going to bring up now a 4th and very long 4th and 16.
So this is going to be an interesting call, Jared, because you're not really in punt territory, but you're not also, if you don't have the leg for a potentially long field goal, it would be about a 52-yard field goal where the spot of the football is, and this is probably a no-surprise call. They're going to go for this.
Kellen Lennon in on the last stop with a great job, too. Want to give him some kudos as I finally saw the replay. Lerwick out of the shotgun, takes the snap, now rolls to his right, under some pressure, rolls back to his left. Lerwick is getting a lot of traction back there, finally throws it incomplete. Just a great job, maybe a coverage sack, as the Wranglers all over the many weapons on this Pine Bluffs team, and slow to get up out there, it looks like, is Sean Schmeidel, the wide receiver for Pine Bluffs.
Yeah, got tackled at the end of that with the coverage that Shoshoni was providing, so as he does get up, and we'll see. Looks like he will be walking under his own power. He does need to be assisted, though.
Yeah, he will limp off with the training staff, and good to see Sean bounce up relatively quickly there. Hope for the best there, but the turnover on downs will send it back to Shoshoni, so a big stop defensively for the Wranglers, especially after Pine Bluffs was really moving on. Pine Bluffs hurt by a couple of penalties, and then Wrangler defense looked like they found some momentum there.
Yeah, big stop, but Shoshoni now, you need a drive here. You need to get something on the board, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown. You prefer the touchdown, because if you get the field goal, you're up by 1.
Have not seen a Shoshoni field goal attempt, I don't think, in the postseason so far. 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line as Mills will lead the troops back out for the Wranglers. 3 in the backfield. Trey Fike to the right side in motion before we get this one started, and I think it'll be procedure on the Wranglers.
We'll see. Yeah, Shoshoni looking like they're going to back you up, but Pine Bluffs did move, and they're going to say Shoshoni.
Dead ball, false start. Shoshoni, 5 yards.
So just an easy 5 yards, but it's still first down. That's kind of the nice thing when you make those silly fouls. You want to get them on the first down, because then you can know what you want to do from there.
Mills, 3 in the backfield. Fike again out to the right side. Pine Bluffs will bring the linebackers. He'll throw it out to Dom Jarvis, who gathers it in. Jarvis tiptoes the sideline, and he's off to the races. Jarvis with a lot of daylight. The 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Dom Jarvis.
70-yard touchdown pass right there from Alex Mills to Dom Jarvis. That was easy. I think Jarvis was coming across the field on that play, and that was a perfect setup there for Shoshoni.
Fireworks again here from War Memorial Stadium. We've seen some big plays in the first half of this one, and Shoshoni's turn there is Dom Jarvis, 70 yards to the end zone. Did a great job of staying in bounds, kind of had to tiptoe the line there, but looking at the replay, he was in the entire way, and we're tied at 13s with the extra point pending.
As this could give Shoshoni the lead here if it is good.
Jarvis will also kick the extra point that doinks off of one of the uprights.
There's a doinked off the front one, so it's no good regardless.
So we'll stay tied. I was wondering about Dom Jarvis running 70 yards and then quickly lining up to kick the extra point. There's not much I could do after I sprinted 70 yards, but I'm sure Dom's in much better shape than me. But extra point, no good, so we're tied now, 13-13 with 8:11 to play in the second quarter. A fun one so far, and we're back for even more on 105.1 Jack FM and County10.com.
Tires and more tires. Bailey Tire and Auto Service offers a huge selection, great prices, and fantastic service.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, this is Haley. With over 13,000 tires to choose, Bailey has tires for your ATV, farm implement, car, truck, trailer, semi, lawnmower, wheelbarrow, you name it. If it has a tire, Bailey Tire and Auto Service can fix it or replace it. Bailey Tire and Auto Service is your one-stop complete tire and service shop. Just remember, with Bailey's, there's no tricks, just tires.
Baldwin Creek Rental Service in Lander is
70-yard touchdown pass from Alex Mills to Dom Jarvis, and another missed extra point will have us at 13 apiece here from the 1A 9-man state championship. 8:11 to play second quarter, and I know we're early in this one still, but I don't know if you could ask for much more for an exciting start to this one.
Yeah, I mean, really, most the 2 of the 3 games have been one-score games so far, and this is shaping up to be probably set up as the same.
Jarvis has it teed up for the Wranglers. He'll kind of pooch kick it out of bounds. That didn't make it very far and went directly into the Shoshoni bench, so the Pine Bluffs Hornets will start 1st and 10 at their own 35.
Looked like it was intentional there, Jared, and it'll set up Pine Bluffs at the 35, but Pine Bluffs has been able to move the football. It had to take them a 4th and 17 scenario to stop the Hornets on that one.
Yeah, I'm with you. If Jarvis...
First down, 35.
If Jarvis didn't intend to do that one, I think he missed it badly, because it did look like it was kind of a line drive right into the Shoshoni bench there. Coach Trumpler chatting up the official on his side. Again, Shoshoni on the visiting side, Pine Bluffs on the home side, as the Hornets have it 1st and 10 at their own 35. Man in motion is Fornstrom, who will have it pitched to him, and he'll get forward for a gain of 5. Ryan Fornstrom, little speedster out there, was the point guard to the state champion Pine Bluffs basketball team this March, and will be again, I assume, as he did spill my drink at state basketball, though. He crashed into the broadcast table and spilled my drink all over the place. But the next day he came over and apologized for spilling my drink, so I thought that was very nice of Ryan Fornstrom.
Got some connection there to Pine Bluffs, Jared, so are familiar a little bit with this team, it feels like.
2nd and 5 now from the 40-yard line. Lerwick wants to throw. He's got a man for a first down. There's Fornstrom again, who gets tackled right at midfield. So Fornstrom will pick up 10 or 11 on the reception, and it'll be a first down Hornets.
I'm noticing, too, just the balance of the Hornets right now, Jared. It's like Shoshoni's got to play some kind of guessing game, because they're running the football. On the season, Pine Bluffs is more of a passing team, but they do run the football. It's about 200 yards a game on the ground, if I'm not mistaken.
Give is to Schaefer on 1st and 10, and Schaefer spins forward for maybe 2, but another nice job defensively, sniffing that one out by the Wrangler defense.
Yeah, that one was kind of pretty predictable for Shoshoni. It's going to set up a 2nd and 8. Might see another pass here, just like that, Jared.
2nd and 8. The Wrangler 47-yard line. Lerwick take the shotgun snap and air it out to Jessen. Jessen on the left side shakes off one defender and is wrestled to the turf by Cannon Campbell, but not after picking up a first down, as it's 1st and 10 Pine Bluffs from the 33-yard line now.
Yeah, just run pass. That's what Pine Bluffs has done for pretty much the entirety of this drive, and it's going to be a first down for the Hornets. Again, this is where Shoshoni was able to make some plays and make some defensive stops.
Lerwick in the shotgun, 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. He's got Schaefer with him. Little option pitch to Schaefer. Schaefer's got some space on the right side, and he'll get 7 on the first down play.
That's the right option there, is Pine Bluffs just slowly moving the football downfield, Jared. They're making the right plays as Lerwick pitches that one to Schaefer.
2nd down and 3 now from the 26-yard line, I should say. Lerwick again lines up in the shotgun. Don't think we've seen him under center this game. Little play action. Air it out. I believe Fornstrom on the far side gathers it in, and that's enough for another first down. Inside of the 20-yard line, had to go to one knee to catch it, but reels it in, and it's going to move the sticks again.
Yeah, Pine Bluffs just slowly building, and that's the thing. When Shoshoni made that stop, they needed to score. They're able to do that, and Shoshoni could likely get the football one more time. You want the stop first before you.
Thornstrom and Jessen out to the right side. Schaefer in the backfield. They'll give it to Schaefer, who is wrapped up after a gain of about 3.
Yeah, just a simple go up the middle, and again, it's just either that running or passing game. I mean, they're balancing things out quite well for Shoshoni to stay on their feet.
Yeah, Coach Gray said that they lean a little bit more on passing typically, but he wants to remain balanced at right about 50-50 when it comes to play calling.
Yeah, 225 in the air this season average.
Play action. Lerwick looks to the end zone. It's tipped a couple of times and picked off. Taken away by the Shoshone Wranglers. Interception in the end zone. Is that Mills back there with it? I think it is. Alex Mills comes away with it, and Mills is shaken up on the tackle. He will get right back up to his feet, but the ball was tipped 3 or 4 times in the end zone before Mills finally gathered it in and brought it out to about the 13.
Yeah, not a bad return. I mean, you were deep in the zone, and Mills is still probably feeling that hit after, as he was, I think, tackled from behind.
And Mills doesn't get a chance to rest now as he turns around and gets the play call. Corbin DeWitt, the starting center, asks if he's okay, shakes his head yes, and they'll line up with Mills out of the shotgun and 3 receivers, 1 to either side, and Trumpler right behind him. Give it to Cannon Campbell. Nope, they'll give it to Trumpler. Trumpler has some good first down yards to the first down marker, and 1 more, a gain of 11 for Peyton Trumpler on first down. Will move the chains, and Shoshone gets out to about the 24-yard line.
Yeah, this would be a great drive to get something on the board. Like I mentioned, Pine Bluffs gets deep into the zone, and then they make a play. Shoshone does, and that's a big play right there on that last play on the interception.
Great ball game so far here in the first half, inside of 4 minutes to play second quarter. 13-13, Wrangler football after the Alex Mills interception. Run forward for a gain of 1 or 2 on the play.
Shoshone, just based on the offense they have, Jared, they can take this clock down quite a bit here. Could see a little bit more passing, too, as it does approach 3:30 to go.
That was Cannon Campbell on the carry, as I missed that part. Gain of maybe half a yard as they're going to have it remain 2nd and 10 on the scoreboard here from War Memorial Stadium. Mills fades to throw this time, now scrambles to his right, directing some traffic under a lot of pressure. Mills spins out of one would-be tackler, now finds Trey Fike. Fike slips a defender and is right near the sticks. First down, good job improvising by Alex Mills, and a good job shaking off a tackler by Trey Fike, who's made a couple of big plays.
How about a shout out just to the Shoshone receiving corps, just able to go into scramble drill, as people like to call it, and it does provide a first down for Shoshone.
Ball spotted just a hair short of the 35-yard line, Wrangler territory, as Shoshone has picked up 2 first downs after the Alex Mills interception. Play action. They'll toss it to Dom Jarvis. Flag flies. Jarvis got about 9 on the reception, but let's check the penalty.
I think it's going to go back on Shoshone. Just looking at how the line looked after that passing attempt as the officials concur.
Illegal formation, Shoshone. 5 yards, no people down.
It's an interesting call, Jared. I didn't notice anything unusual about the formation. There's that same pistol 3-back set, but something must have happened, as you can see Cannon Campbell talking with the official. Maybe that's where the penalty occurred.
Yeah, the official saw something illegal there, and it'll force a first down and 15 from the Shoshone 30-yard line now. 2.5 to play in the half. Clock running as Mills will roll out, shovel pass to Jackson Stanley. Stanley's got a few yards and will make up for the penalty loss. He's got about 7 on the reception up to the 38-yard line.
Yeah, something you really don't see. Stanley's more you go deep for a pass. This one just an easy shuffle, and it's hard to take Jackson Stanley down as he did just get tackled by one, but it was just mainly on the leg.
Second down and 7. Shoshoni with it on their own 38. Inside of 2 minutes to play in the half. Again, we're tied at 13s. If you're just joining us, Jared Anderson and Wyatt Barijka from War Memorial Stadium. This is the 1A 9-man state football championship. Pass by Mills is nearly intercepted, swatted down by Alex Sloan, who made a nice read on the play.
Yeah, that was a dangerous throw there, Jared. The only benefit of that for Shoshoni is the clock stops, and the benefit for Pine Bluffs, the clock stops on a 3rd and 7.
Interesting play call, interesting all around here on 3rd and 7 with 1:41 to play.
As you got Shoshoni spreading out, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is a handoff just to burn some clock.
Pine Bluffs, I believe, has one more timeout in the half as well, as Mills drops to throw, scrambles to his left side. He's going to find Dom Jarvis for a first down across midfield, knocked out of bounds at the 44-yard line. Another good job by Mills on his feet, improvising, rolling out to his left, and then finding an open Dom Jarvis to pick up the first down.
He's just keeping things alive here, and Shoshoni, luckily they're able, that clock stoppage favors them now as it's going to be a first down. This is in Hornet territory. And I was just looking at the stats, Jared. Shoshoni has not attempted a field goal. Not a PAT. I mean, they have attempted PATs, but not a field goal the entire season.
4 receivers again to the right side in that bunch formation. Flag flies to start this one. Mills going to dance around on his feet again. He's got a few yards across the 40-yard line. We'll check the penalty flag here as it flew right about simultaneous with the snap.
Yeah, that one was immediately right before the snap, and I think you're going to get Shoshoni again for a safe false. Is that illegal motion, maybe?
Illegal formation, Shoshoni, 5 yards from the previous spot, 3 feet down.
Second time they've been whistled for an illegal formation this drive.
So only a 5-yard penalty on the Wranglers, and they have been able to make some plays. I mean, Alex Mills has had 2 great scrambles, and Jarvis and Fike making 2 great plays.
2 o'clock exactly, KTUG, Riverton, Wyoming. Jared Anderson right here. Wyatt Barijka to my left. It is 1st and 15 at the 48-yard line for the Wranglers after the penalty. Mills dances around in the shotgun, tried to shovel it forward, goes out of bounds, and another flag flies.
Yeah, we'll see what this call is. I'm not sure. This comes from the back judge, and he threw that pretty far. He's sitting at the 41, as Mills was on the ground after the play, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Pass ultimately went incomplete, so this one going to be against Pine Bluffs.
So this will move the football for Shoshoni. It depends on the variety, though.
Defensive pass interference, 15 yards. The result of that will be a first down.
That's probably not the penalty you're hoping for Pine Bluffs, as Shoshoni just continues to go. And you got Dom Jarvis trying to hype up the crowd.
And it worked because the Wrangler fans near us on the visiting sideline making a lot of noise. Yeah, that's not the, you never want a penalty, but that's not the penalty you want at all, as that was kind of just a broken play almost, and Mills chucked it out of bounds, but defensive pass interference going to move the ball to the 33-yard line. 1:23 to play in the second quarter, 1st and 10. Mills looking for Trumpler on just kind of a little dump pass out of the backfield, and it's going to fall incomplete. Credit to Ryan Fornstrom, who penetrated the offensive line and got in the backfield quickly, causing some disruption there.
That's what happens when you kind of not put your tight end on one side to kind of help with that blocking, Jared, and it's going to set up Shoshoni with a 2nd and 10. 1:20 left to go. Shoshoni at the Pine Bluffs 33. Again, no field goal attempt by Shoshoni the entire season.
Looking at the SVI replay, I think that Taylor Beacon actually got a hand on that one, swatting it away. 2nd down and 10. Give is to Trumpler. Trumpler plows forward to the 30-yard line for a gain of 3, so it'll bring up another third down and fairly long, 3rd and 7. Obviously, like you said, Wyatt, no field goal attempts. This is probably 4-down territory, but we'll see what happens as the Wranglers speed things up here. 3rd and 7, give is to Trumpler. Flag flies. Trumpler will fight forward for a gain of 4 or 5 on the play, down to about the 24-yard line, but let's check the laundry again.
Yeah, this could be big for either team, really. There's under a minute to go on the next snap. Gotta pause in the moment.
Officials taking a while to talk this one over. Thought we had the signal ready to go, and now the officials are going to get together again.
Yeah, they have waived a couple of penalties. I think we got the call now.
Substitution infraction on the defense.
So not going to be a big penalty on Pine Bluffs, but it does give Shoshoni manageable 3rd down scenario. It's going to be 3rd and 2.
Yeah, it would have been 4th down and 1, but now it'll be 3rd down and 2 after they accept the penalty. Snap to Mills, who's just going to quarterback sneak it, and he'll get the 1st down as he's down to about the 20-yard line. So a quarterback sneak worth 4 yards from Mills with 49 seconds to play now in the second quarter.
Yes, I think Shoshoni does take the timeout, and that's probably a good timeout too. You only got one left with 49 seconds to go, so this isn't a bad timeout by Shoshoni.
13-13. Keep it right here, so close to the half. Coming up, we'll take a look at some first half numbers in this one, recap a little bit of what's happened, and of course, check out some of the other games going on here from state football. We've got a few to tell you about, and one more coming up later tonight as the 4A championship will kick off at about 4 o'clock here from War Memorial Stadium. Dalton Schaefer has scored both of the touchdowns to this point for Pine Bluffs. Was a 1-yard Peyton Trumpler run in the first quarter for Shoshoni's first touchdown, and then a big 70-yard pass from Alex Mills to Trey Fike for their second score. Both teams missed their second extra point attempt, so we remain tied at 13s and just an evenly hard-fought game. We've seen some key turnovers, some key penalties in this one, and at least comparatively to the first 2 Shoshoni games of the postseason, this a long first half.
Yep, and Jerry, I mean, this is going to be a long game if the way this is going, not just because of time-wise, but just how good these two teams are and how this game, I mean, like you were mentioning, you kind of talk about some of the games, most of these games have come down really to the wire.
1st and 10 Wranglers, 49 seconds to play in the half. The give is to Trumpler, who's met right at the line of scrimmage. Good job, Fornstrom up defensively. And one more in there. That was Cashton Martinez. Hurry up offense by the Wranglers. Give it to Trumpler again. Trumpler will pick up maybe 2 on this carry before the pile is driven backwards. So 2 handoffs in a row to Peyton Trumpler and not a lot of yards. Either of those with the clock ticking now at 22 seconds, and a timeout will be given to Shoshoni.
That's their final timeout, Jared. So 22 seconds here. It's a 3rd down and long. I bet you, I mean, they gave it to Trumpler twice, but I'm curious to know what this play call is because, again, no field goal attempts by Shoshoni all year, but you don't know what John Jarvis's range is because of that.
Taking a look around at this crowd, like you mentioned, I haven't really scouted the Shoshoni sideline or the Shoshoni crowd because they're on our side, so they've got their backs to us, but a lot of Shoshoni supporters here, and we kind of joked after they beat Wind River that they'd put the closed sign on the town of Shoshoni, and I think that may be the case, as I know a lot of other folks around Fremont County down to support as well, but looks like just about the entire town of Shoshoni here. Pine Bluffs with a good showing as well over the summit, and they've got their drum line in attendance making some noise too. 3rd down and 9, 22 seconds to play in the half. We're tied at 13. Shoshoni football at the Pine Bluffs 19. Mills out of the shotgun. Mills rolling to his left, now wants Trumpler in the end zone, in and out of the hands of Peyton Trumpler. Ball was a little bit behind him, but Trumpler unable to gather it in, and good defensive pressure there by Pine Bluffs. There is a flag down in backfield, however.
It looks like Alex Mills was saying it's on Pine Bluffs, but we will await the call. But that was a great play call. Just Trumpler wasn't able to make the catch, and I bet you this is fourth down territory. Well, I would just disclude that fourth down comment. It's a first down because of the pass interference there.
I think roughing the passer.
Or roughing the passer.
Officially.
My bad, I got the call wrong.
Oh, good. One of those, but it will be the automatic first down either way. And now the ball, the nose of the football on the 9-yard line. First and goal, Shoshoni, with 14 seconds left to play in the half. Mills take the shotgun snap, give it to Fike, who falls down at the 5-yard line. Shoshoni out of timeouts. See if they can hustle to the line and spike it here with 3 seconds, 2 seconds. They'll spike it. No, they won't. Mills will roll out. He's got Jarvis in the corner of the end zone who caught it. I thought Mills was going to try to spike it with 1 second left. Instead, he pulls it out, rolls to his right, finds Dom Jarvis, who's into the end zone for the Shoshoni score.
I don't know if that was supposed to be a spike, Jared, and if it was supposed to be, that is a great call by Alex Mills. I think that would have been his decision, but I think this was the entire time because that clock was ticking. 3 seconds on the snap too, so a huge play there for Shoshoni, and they get the football to start the second half.
Jarvis, who just caught the touchdown, will boot it through the uprights, and I believe maybe an injured Shoshoni Wrangler.
There was a Shoshoni Wrangler on the...
There's a flag down too.
So we'll see who this is on.
Personal foul, Pine Bluff. We'll assess it at the second half kickoff.
So that was a penalty on Pine Bluffs. I wasn't able to hear it clearly, Jared, but the Shoshoni crowd in this football team is pumped up.
Dom Jarvis from 5 yards out after a really nice play from Alex Mills. Looked like he almost hesitated, like he wanted to spike it on the replay, and then decided to roll out. Has Jarvis right in the corner of the end zone for the touchdown there as time expires. Into the locker room. Shoshoni will take the lead 20-13. What a wild first half here from War Memorial Stadium. It began with fireworks. First play of the game from scrimmage was a touchdown for Pine Bluffs. The last play of the first half was a touchdown.
Yeah, Jared, that was a great way for Shoshoni to end the half, but Pine Bluffs has had their numbers, so you really can't take anything right now. You got to just focus on the game and finish it off, as Shoshoni will have the football to start the second half. 13 plays, 87 yards was that final drive there, Jared.
Let's take a timeout. We'll recap some of the craziness from the first half of this one and look ahead to half number 2, as well as check out some of the other scores from state championship football going on this weekend from Laramie. Again, at the intermission, it's Shoshoni 20, Pine Bluffs 13. Back with the halftime update after this timeout on 105.1 Jack FM and County10.com.
We are Maven. We focus on the fundamentals, clean, simple designs with the very best modern materials and technologies. We refuse to compromise our mountain town roots to follow the well-worn path to $1. We choose instead to make game-changing gear and use it in the places and pursuits that inspire us every day. We are Maven, a company focused on the design and creation of innovative products for and by the modern outdoorsman.
Northside Auto Body Shop in Lander is proud to support sports and student athletes for the 22-23 season. Northside Auto Body is a staple in the Lander community and is primarily engaged in automotive body, paint, and interior repair and maintenance. If you hit a deer or have a vehicle accident, Northside will get your repairs handled and accept all forms of insurance. Javi and the crew got you covered at Northside Auto Body Shop, 323 North 2nd Street, Lander. Palace Pharmacy of Lander is proud to be this year's starting lineup sponsor and supports athletics all across Fremont County. Palace Pharmacy in Lander is locally owned and locally loved. Palace Pharmacy combines high-quality products with personalized care. They strive to help you reach your health and wellness goals. Stop into Palace Pharmacy, 1255 Main Street, Lander, or see them online at palacepharmacywy.com. Perfect Power is a proud supporter of athletics and student athletes all across Fremont County. Perfect Power provides services for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. Darren Hubble, owner and master electrician, has over 30 years of electrical experience. Darren's trustworthy team of professionals can get the job done right. Perfect Power, serving Fremont County and surrounding areas. Stop into 1320 West Main Street, Lander, or give them a call at 307-332-7184.
A wild first half here from War Memorial Stadium, a fun one from the 1A 9-man state football championships, and we've still got 2 quarters to go, at least, Wyatt, as Shoshoni on top of Pine Bluffs 20-13, and I don't know what else you'd want from a state championship game in the first couple of quarters. Some big plays, some key turnovers, and a lot of drama here early on.
How about you start with a big play and you end with a big play? I mean, Shoshoni ends that one with a 3-yard touchdown pass with 3 seconds to go to. It was supposed to be a spike. I don't know if it was intentional. Either way, that was a heck of a play by Alex Mills and Dom Jarvis to end things off. But yeah, Shoshoni leads 20-13. They will get the football to start the second half, but you can't think of the score right now. You just got to think about finishing the game.
Yeah, I was completely faked out on the play-by-play of the last touchdown. I for sure thought he was going to spike it, and then he decides to pull it out, roll to his right, and find Dom Jarvis. Let's take a look back at some of those scoring plays and get you caught up here, as the first play from scrimmage was a Pine Bluffs touchdown, a big 61-yard run to the end zone from Dalton Schaefer to score, putting his team up 7-0 at the 11:51 mark of the first quarter. With 6:18 to play in the first quarter, Peyton Trumpler took advantage of a long Shoshoni drive and capped off, I believe it was 16 or 17 play drive, and punched it in from 1 yard out, tying the game up at 7-7. In the second quarter, it was Pine Bluffs Schaefer again on a 13-yard run at the 11:24 mark, who punched it into the end zone. The point after touchdown was no good. And then at the 8:11 mark of the second quarter, Dom Jarvis caught a 70-yard touchdown pass from Alex Mills. I think I said Trey Fike on the recap a couple of times. Meant to say Dom Jarvis, so I'll apologize to both the Jarvis and the Fike family there, but it was indeed Dom Jarvis from 70 yards to the end zone. The PAT there was no good, tying us again at 13s, and with no time remaining in the second quarter, it was Alex Mills to Dom Jarvis from 5 yards out. Extra point was good, giving Shoshoni this 20-13 advantage here at the half. And we'll take a look at some individual scoring numbers with County 10 Sports Director Wyatt Barijka.
Yeah, let's take a look at Pine Bluffs first. Jared Dalton Schaefer, 13 carries for 148 yards, so he has been basically unstoppable on the ground. But again, Pine Bluffs is more of a pass-centric. I mean, they're pass-first. They are balanced, but pass-first type team there, as Stu Lurick is 6 of 10. He has an interception, but 64 yards on the day so far. Colin Jensen leads the receiving, 2 receptions for 32 yards, and then that will be what Pine Bluffs has got so far. For Shoshoni is Peyton Trumpler leading the way with rushing, 16 carries, 69 yards total. He did have a touchdown and a 13-yard long carry. Passing, Alex Mills, 8 of 13, 164 yards. So if you're talking Alex Mills, probably need to do a little bit more. He's definitely have done that so far. 2 passing touchdowns on the game, including a 70-yard touchdown pass a little earlier in the game. 4 receiving, Trey Fike, 4 receptions, 62 yards. And Dom Jarvis, 3 receptions, 94 yards on the day. Jackson Staley does have that 1 shovel pass for 8 yards, as well as that is your stats right now for both teams at the halftime mark. Is right now, Jared, another thing I'm looking at, Shoshoni has ran 36 plays for 245 yards. Pine Bluffs 200 231 yards on 27 plays.
And a lot more passing than we're used to from the Shoshoni team, I think, in the first half. So interesting there to see them kind of open up the playbook and space things out a little bit. That's a credit to this great Pine Bluffs defense, of course, making Shoshoni do some different things than they're used to, but it's worked so far for the most part for these Wranglers. So it'll be interesting to see second half adjustments and to see how both of these teams come out for the third quarter of this one. We're about 8 minutes away from that, but this has been fun so far, and let's hope that the third and fourth quarters are equally as fun.
Yeah, no, Jared, I'm excited. I mean, Pine Bluffs, like I've been saying before, they've had Shoshoni's number, especially the last two matchups, and you would think this would have been the game last year for the state championship. Unfortunately for Pine Bluffs, they were upset by Rocky Mountain, and Rocky Mountain almost did it again as well to Pine Bluffs, so definitely going to go down to the wire, Jared, that's what it's been for every state football game so far.
Again, we're at the half. It's Shoshoni 20, Pine Bluffs 13. We'll take another break and bring you some second half action coming up on 105.1 Jack FM and County10.com.
Porter's Supply Company in Riverton is proud to sponsor sports and student athletes here in Fremont County. Start your game day off right with the Porter's pregame show and get ready for action. Porter's has everything you need to heat your home this winter with the best selection of wood, gas, or pellet stoves. Good luck to all Fremont County teams from Porter's Supply Company. See Porter's Supply on North Federal in Riverton and online at portersmvs.com.
RE/MAX All-Star Realtors are proud to sponsor sports across Fremont County for the 22-23 season. RE/MAX All-Star Realtors was founded in 1991 with the goal of doing real estate in a way that would make our clients' lives as easy and uninterrupted as possible. They've completed many transactions involving residential, commercial, vacant lots, farm and ranch, and investment properties, and can help you with any goal you might have regarding any of these today. RE/MAX All-Star Realtors, 938 West Main Street, Riverton. See them online at remaxriverton.com.
It's more than clocking in or collecting a paycheck. We are a network of caring professionals who want to be here, dedicated to serving our communities. We are Sage West Healthcare, our two campus hospitals in Riverton and Lander. We take pride in our region, our people, and our communities. Located in beautiful central Wyoming, filled with natural recreation in our own backyard. We are neighbors caring for neighbors, a community caring for its own. We are Sage West. We are recruiting the best, like you.
It's time to welcome Sutherland's Home and Garden Fall Catalog. It's full of hundreds of deals to help you save, including special fall buys, ideas, how-tos, and more. Win big. Sign up in-store for your chance to win a $5,000 Sutherland's shopping spree. See store for details. Get up to 24 months special financing with your Sutherland's credit card. See store for details. Sutherland's Fall Catalog is full of can't-miss deals. Stop by the store and pick one up today, or check it out online at Sutherlands.com. Sutherland's, your fall home improvement store.
Porter's Supply Company in Riverton is proud to sponsor sports and student athletes here in Fremont County. Start your game day off right with the Porter's pregame show and get ready for action. Porter's has everything you need to heat your home this winter with the best selection of wood, gas, or pellet stoves. Good luck to all Fremont County teams from Porter's Supply Company. See Porter's Supply on North Federal in Riverton and online at portersmvs.com.
RE/MAX All-Star Realtors are proud to sponsor sports across Fremont County for the 22-23 season. RE/MAX All-Star Realtors was founded in 1991 with the goal of doing real estate in a way that would make our clients' lives as easy and uninterrupted as possible. They've completed many transactions involving residential, commercial, vacant lots, farm and ranch, and investment properties, and can help you with any goal you might have regarding any of these today. RE/MAX All-Star Realtors, 938 West Main Street, Riverton. See them online at remaxriverton.com.
And now back to the championship game. Here's Wyatt Barichka and Jared Anderson.
Both teams back out on the playing surface here at beautiful War Memorial Stadium in Laramie, Wyoming on what's all considered a nice day in mid-November here for Laramie, Wyoming. I've seen some state championships that have been snow-covered. I remember one of the first ones here Kevin McKenney, University of Wyoming broadcaster, was shoveling the yard markers during every single break. So as long as there's no snow, we're in good shape. But 40 degrees and some sunshine today as Shoshoni on top of Pine Bluffs 20-13 here, Wyatt.
Yeah, great game so far, Jared, and it's going to get even better as time goes on. These two teams are always battling each other. I mean, the first game of the year, 34-26, and then we're here now in a 2013 game. But, you know, if the first three state championship games have told me something, is that the game is not going to be over until the clock hits 0.
You said, something a moment ago that stuck with me and said, this may come down to the last possession, the last few seconds, and the way we've gone back and forth here. I think you might be absolutely right. A fun game here and everything you'd want as far as the best two teams in 1A 9-man football matching up. You've got the redemption chance for Shoshoni, who lost to Pine Bluffs in week 1. You've got the perfect season chance for the Pine Bluffs Hornets. So a lot on the line for everybody here and a fun one. And, we look at both of these teams' rosters, and we've said it a few times, but there are so many senior playmakers on both teams playing in their final football games for their high school careers here. So a lot of emotion down there on the field, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Shoshoni against they say the Dirty Dozen, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, for Shoshoni. So 12 seniors on this football team all contribute in different ways of the game. And the two seniors, Trey Feig, Dom Jarvis, definitely making some impacts on this one. 20-13 is your score right now in Laramie, Wyoming.
You got here yesterday, Wyatt, to watch the couple of the state championship games, and it looked like you got to see a couple of good ones. Of course, we had the 2A football game. That was first, right? 2A was first, and that came down to the wire as Bighorn knocked off Lovell 8-7.
Yeah, Bighorn never led at one point, and they scored with 11 seconds to go. They go for 2, and they get it, as Lovell has held their opponents held the last two opponents to 16 points, and they've lost both games.
Wow, that's heartbreaking there, especially if you're a defensive player for Lovell. And then the 3A championship was also a defensive slugfest, and I think interesting. A lot of people, if you didn't watch the game, you saw the final score and went, are you sure that's final? 14-7 as Star Valley knocks off the high-powered Cody Bronx.
Yeah, that was, I think, a surprise, and I think one of the big moments was a punt deep in the end zone for Cody. They give Star Valley the football at Cody's own 14-yard line. I think that was a difference maker, and Star Valley picked up momentum at the right time, and that's kind of where the Cody Bronx 26 games won straight, dating back to 2020. They have won every matchup against Star Valley since 2020, and Star Valley gets probably the biggest one yet so far.
That's got to sting to anybody who went to Cody High School.
That was me, Jared.
We say to the Cody High School alumni, Wyatt Barijka here. The six-man championship was the first game of the day here that we got to watch, and a tough Little Snake River team moved past Burlington 55-8. Just competitive early on, but Little Snake River really started to take away with it there in the second half. And the 4A championship coming up after this one features the Sheridan Bronx and the Cheyenne East Thunderbirds. But Wyatt, we've got a lot more 9-man football to play here as we're just about ready to start half number 2.
I was going to say there's plenty of football left. The 4A state championship, and not far from here in Fort Collins is going to be the Border War game, and I know you're going to try to get to that one if possible this evening.
We're going to see how long this game goes before we do anything else, because as competitive as these two teams are, it might take a while here in the second half. It's Shoshoni 20, Pine Bluffs 13. It'll be Shoshoni football to start the second half here as we are just about ready for half number 2. I'm Jared Anderson, joined by Wyatt Barijka. Riley Bouillon is back at Jack FM headquarters, and we thank all of you for listening along with us.
Yeah, thank you. And I just want to point out, Jared, Pine Bluffs is kicking from their own 25 due to the penalty at the end of the first half that happened on the field goal, and so it's going to be pretty good field position for the Wranglers to start half number 2.
End over end kick, be fielded by Trumpler at his own 25, has some space and will march it up to about the 40-yard line, across the 40 down to the 41, where he's finally tackled in there on the tackle, Justin Lerwick for Pine Bluffs, as we We'll start with Shoshoni football here in quarter number 3 and a 7-point lead after they scored on the last play of the first half.
Yeah, one of the best field positions that the Wranglers have started in today, too. At the 40, I don't like when they put the football between the 40 and the 41 or between the hash marks. You just put it on one and just go from there.
It is hard to know how to describe that, but between the 40 and the 41, as misdirection, hand is to Trumpler. Trumpler tries to stiff arm defender and will pick up those 5 yards on first down that Shoshoni likes to see.
Your casual 5-yard play to start things off for the Wranglers. And again, that last drive, they had the football, I think, with like about, 4 minutes to go? Close in that range, and they were able to use the entirety of that clock. So Shoshoni definitely playing at their own pace right now.
Yeah, they like to win that time of possession battle. Corbin DeWitt, the center, will snap it to Mills. Mills give it to Trumpler again, and Trumpler much less this time as the defense was ready for it, a gain of 1, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 4.
I wouldn't be surprised too, Jared, if Shoshoni really kind of opened the passing game a lot more. Alex Mills has done a tremendous job in the passing game. This would probably be one of the scenarios that you see the passing game come into play, as when Jackson Staley comes out, usually something's happening.
2 receivers split out to either side. Trumpler in the backfield with Mills in the shotgun. Quick drop, sets his feet, tries to find Stanley. Ball a little bit underthrown there. Stanley unable to bring it in, incomplete, and it'll bring up a 4th down and 4.
Yeah, we'll see what Shoshoni does. They're not substituting anybody for a punt or anything, but I think they're going to line up to punt either way.
Yeah, Mills will drop further back than usual. Both quarterbacks, the punters here for both of these teams, Stu Lerwick and Alex Mills. Mills will roll to his right. He will punt it away. And Schaefer back there gathers it in, going backwards at the 11-yard line. Schaefer now turns to his right, gets across the 20. Flag flies. Schaefer's got all kinds of space, and Schaefer may take this to the house. He's got 1 to beat, and he'll finally be tackled at the 29-yard line. But like I said, a flag came flying in.
This is going to come back against Pine Bluffs, as I believe that's Dom Jarvis who gets up holding his arm.
Yeah, Jarvis was shaken up in the backfield and is going to hobble off, still clinging on to the left shoulder, as we'll check the flag, and presumably this one coming back. And then on the other side of the football field, Wyatt, Dalton Schaefer is hobbled after that great return that I think is going to be negated. Schaefer is getting helped to the sideline, so a couple of key seniors.
So instead of starting in Shoshoni territory, they're going to start deep in their own territory, as the flag does sit at the 25. But yeah, Jared, that's a couple of players you don't want out of this one, as Dalton Schaefer has kind of really been a difference maker for Pine Bluffs as far as the run game goes. And now Pine Bluffs going to start at their own 18, it looks like.
Yeah, so what would have been a great return is now negated due to the block in the back. 1st and 10, Pine Bluffs. And Schaefer still receiving treatment on the Pine Bluff sidelines. Looks like, don't want to speculate, but he's grabbing kind of his lower arm, one of the wrists perhaps. Abe Serrano out of the backfield now will get the carry, and Serrano going to pick up where Schaefer left off. He's got a 1st down and some more, and here comes the flag near the end of the play. Serrano had 11 for a 1st down, but we'll see.
It's going to come back on Pine Bluffs for a holding, as Dom Jarvis has re-entered the game for Shoshoni. That's what's killing Pine Bluffs right now, is just the simple, silly penalties in this one, Jared, as Pine Bluffs is able to move the football, but when they get closer, they make a couple of penalties. It's just costing them right now.
There have been a lot of flags in this one.
As they're going to say the spot of the foul, so it's not going to be 1st and 20. It'll be about 1st and about 14, maybe 13 yards.
Dalton Schaefer now seated on the Pine Bluffs bench. Abe Serrano again in the backfield. Stu Lerwick's got 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. He'll pitch it to Serrano, who is going to be tracked down by Peyton Trumpler, who jumps on his back and knocks him out of bounds. Gain of 5 or 6 on the play, though, will get some of that penalty yardage back and set up a 2nd and about 6.
Yeah, just running out of bounds as I believe Serrano now is down on the play. He's holding his shoulder. He's out of bounds, though, so a substitution does come in. I think you're going to see Ryan Fornstrom playing the running back duties, or
Taylor Beacon is going to be back there with Stu Lerwick now. Fornstrom goes in motion. Lerwick wants to pass. He's got Fornstrom deep downfield. Fornstrom to the 30, to the 20, the 10, 5, touchdown. Ryan Fornstrom from their own 23. Got past the defense. He is speedy, and Fornstrom is an extra point away from letting his team tie this one up.
Yeah, just beats out the 2 defenders there for Shoshoni, and now Pine Bluffs is going to have their chance here, and I believe they're going to just take the 1, tie things up, but that's kind of a deal breaker for Shoshoni, really. You don't get what you wanted in the first drive, and now Pine Bluffs is about to tie things up here potentially.
Serrano's PAT is no good, so we will not be tied up. But a big play nonetheless for the Pine Bluffs Hornets. So with 9:54 to play in the third quarter now, it's Shoshoni clinging to a 1-point lead, 20-19. We're back for more third quarter action after this on 105.1 Jack FM and County10.com.
Supporter of sports and athletics here in Fremont County, Baldwin Creek Rental Center understands how expensive specific equipment can be, especially if it is for a one-time use or event. That is why they offer tools, equipment, and party supply rentals. For many years, Baldwin Creek has provided services to clients in Lander and the surrounding areas. From lawn and garden projects to graduation parties, they have the right equipment for you. Baldwin Creek Rental Centers, 675 Baldwin Creek Road in Lander.
A 77-yard touchdown pass from Stu Lerwick to Ryan Fornstrom. Fornstrom did a great job of beating his guy defensively, and then once it was a foot race, Ryan Fornstrom just turned on the afterburners and found the end zone. Extra point was no good, though, for Pine Bluffs, so Shoshone still clinging to a 1-point lead, 20-19, with 9:54 to play in the third quarter.
Yeah, that was just a big play for Pine Bluffs. Even on the penalty hold right there, it wasn't a big penalty. It wasn't 1st and 20. It was 1st and about 13. So here we got the kickoff.
Serrano will put the foot to it. It's gathered in by Trumpler, who's going backwards. Trumpler dances around the 20-yard line. Flag flies in, and he's tackled at his own 21-yard line. Another flag. Feels like we're
playing the flag game right now.
Yeah.
I don't know who this would be against. Usually it's something on Shoshone, as I believe it is, will be on Shoshone, so they'll stop deep in their territory. And another thing, too, is before the official names the penalty right here, Trumpler not standing deep in their end zone. So on Shoshone, but yeah, Trumpler not standing deep in his own territory is he had to run backwards to get the football.
Yeah, never what you want there for the return, usually. Sometimes quirky things happen if you're going backwards, but not helpful with the forward momentum there. So it's 1st and 10 Shoshone after the penalty at their own 10-yard line to start the drive. 9:47 to play in the third quarter. Mills in the shotgun. Fake the handoff to Trumpler, rolling to his right, wants Jackson Stanley. Stanley gathers it in at the 40-yard line. Jackson Stanley drugged down across midfield. He's into Pine Bluffs territory in a big play. Mills to Stanley from their own 10 all the way down to the Hornet 47-yard line.
A 43-yard pass, and there's Stanley on that deep connection right there, and Shoshone one play, and they make up basically half of what they would have started with.
There's not a lot of guys Stanley's size that have such soft hands like that. He kind of had to wait for it, too, and was double covered and ultimately gained some more yards after the catch there as he was drugged to the surface at the 47.
We're going to have a timeout on Shoshoni just based on the play clock all the way down to 3, so timeout on Shoshoni. Probably just couldn't figure out what play they wanted to run there.
Step aside with him. 9:10 to play, third quarter. It's Shoshoni 20, Pine Bluffs 19. Wranglers with the ball. We'll keep this drive going when we come back. It's 105.1 Jack FM and County10.com.
Try it on, save time and money on returns, and get advice in person at Bells & Bows. Our business is your best local source for quality clothing like Liverpool and keeping your look fresh every month with our new collections bag. These monthly collections bags feature anything you can imagine yourself in, and the best part is we will ship it everywhere. But if you live locally, we can drop it off right at your doorstep. Bells & Bows, your local solution to keeping you looking stylish for anything that comes your way. Stop in today at 309 East Main Street in Riverton or visit us online at bellsandbows.rocks.
And now, more Shoshoni Wranglers football on 105.1 Jack FM.
9:13 to play, third quarter. Shoshoni clinging to a 1-point 20-19 lead. They have the ball first and 10 at the 47-yard line, and I think they're going to get 5 more as it looks like Pine Bluffs jumps early across the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Shoshoni pulling Pine Bluffs offsides. That's a great play there by Shoshoni to cause that issue, and now Shoshoni has a 1st and 5 with 9:13 to go.
Mills out of the gun, 3 in the backfield. Fike split out to the right side. Give it to Trumpler. Trumpler's got a lot of space. First down and more. Stiff arms one, drug down into the 26-yard line. Another good run for Peyton Trumpler, and that'll set up another first down.
Yeah, Peyton Trumpler, I believe, is about to surpass the 100-yard mark. If he hasn't yet, he's about to for sure. Either the next play or whenever he gets the football back is Trumpler, 18 carries, 75 yards. That was when we... that was at the half.
There's Cannon Campbell, and Campbell is swarmed under as soon as he gets the football. Forward progress gets him maybe a yard on the play, then was immediately driven backwards by the defensive line of the Pine Bluffs Hornets.
Yeah, the line just wasn't there and causes, actually, 1 yard gain maybe?
Yeah, I'll give him 1. 2nd down and 9. Shoshoni's got the ball at the Pine Bluffs 26 in a 1-point game. Snap is mishandled. It bounces on the turf, and Pine Bluffs is going to pick it up, I believe. No official signal. There it is. It's Hornets football. The snap was mishandled. Mills tried to grab it, couldn't get a grasp on it, and that Diego down there, I believe, Diego Panigua.
Just another just drive stop right there. As Shoshoni, I believe they were using that momentum they had, and now they're going to have to play defense again after giving up a touchdown last drive.
Diego and Sean Schmeidel both in the pile, so one of them coming away with it for the Hornets, and now it's Pine Bluffs football. 1st and 10 from their own 31, and yet another dramatic turnover in this game.
Yeah, just turnovers after turnovers.
Hand off to Taylor Beacon. Beacon is going to pick up first down yardage, 11 yards to his right on first down, and he's to the 42.
Yeah, just an easy first down as now you have what appears to be Schaefer out, or is he back in?
I do not see
Schaefer.
Now Schaefer is. He just returned that play, I believe, wide. I was looking on the sideline for him, and he came in. Dalton Schaefer, good to see him back in the lineup. Hate to see injuries, even if you're a Shoshoni fan. And gain of 2 for Dalton Schaefer, who returned to action.
So it'll be 2nd down, 8 to go. Yeah, it's good to see players come back, especially just the magnitude of this game. You want to be able to finish a game like this off as Pine Bluffs could take the lead here.
Also should note that Dom Jarvis on the playing surface after his injury too, so good to see him back. Lerwick will roll out to his right side, and he'll find Sean Schmeidel, who catches it and is knocked out of bounds just short of the first down marker. I believe he's real close to the first down marker, and another injury here as Pine Bluffs player slow to get up.
Yeah, not what you want to see there, but
Schmeidel, the target who brought that last pass in, also went out with an injury in the first half and is now back in here in the third quarter. But a injury break here as Pine Bluff's Hornet is down flat on his back near midfield. He will be helped up by the Pine Bluffs training staff.
I think you just got a cramp right there, is just based on how they were treating the leg. Most likely a cramp right there. Is injury timeout, not too long. 7:12 to go.
Ryan Fornstrom, the shooken up Pine Bluffs player.
He's the one who had the touchdown last drive to cut the lead to 1. This is Pine Bluffs has not had the lead since the opening play of the game.
Fornstrom made it nearly to the sideline, kind of grabbed at his leg again, and is now going to be kind of lifted to the sideline, so maybe a little more severe than originally thought. Hopefully Fornstrom can return to action.
3rd and 1 here, and they get the stop as Shoshoni.
Beacon is met in backfield by a host of Shoshoni Wranglers there. Peyton Trumpler was in on the play. Tucker Maddock, the sophomore that's been so good, was also there for the Wranglers. And Dom Jarvis came swarming in for some backup help, and that sets up a 4th down and 5 now at the Pine Bluffs 47. And what do you do here, Wyatt?
Well, it looks like Pine Bluffs will go for it, and they don't need much. I mean, the passing game has worked out for them, especially when they are at least this part of the drive.
Will Gray sends him back out. Lerwick out of the shotgun, has a man first down. It was Sloan on the far side who gathers it in right along the out-of-bounds marker there for a gain of 8 on 4th down, and Pine Bluffs converts. They will move the chains again.
Yeah, went to the passing game right back there, and that's the thing Pine Bluffs is good at. I mean, the passing game is what really gets this team going. Again, they are a bounce offense, but they average 225 in the air, 200 on the ground.
Into Wrangler territory at the 45-yard line. 6:08 to play, third quarter, clock ticking. Shoshoni leads 20-19, but the Hornets are driving. Option play, they'll shovel it out to Schaefer. Schaefer has some space, slips a couple of defenders, bounces off more defenders, and he's got about 10 on 1st down, and will move the chains again. So 10.5 on the option pitch to Schaefer.
Yeah, 1st down, stops the clock for a moment to move the chains, but Jared, I mean, both teams are playing hard football. I mean, they are just really giving them decent hits. I mean, big hits, too.
We've seen a lot of injured players this third quarter. Most of them, in fact, all of them that I've seen have returned to action. Here is Taylor Beacon. We'll get another handoff. Beacon's got some room. He's got a 1st down all the way down to the 22-yard line. Taylor Beacon out of the Pine Bluffs backfield keeps the ball moving for the Hornets.
It's just like the big plays are starting to come for Pine Bluffs. Again, this is where Shoshoni has been able to really kind of tighten up the defense here and do make a couple plays here and there. As clock now under 5:30 to go here.
Hornets will break the huddle at the Shoshoni 22-yard line, trailing by a point. Lerwick's in the shotgun. Got a receiver to either side, wants to throw. He's got Jessen on the right side who hauls it in for a gain of about 7, is met defensively and tackled by Quentin Clark. Give him closer to 8 or 9 on the play, and a 2nd and short.
Yeah, it's really just kind of those medium curl hitch routes that Pine Bluffs is doing. That's what's been working for them. I mean, they have taken a couple of shots. One has worked for sure. I mean, that's where the last score comes from, but now Pine Bluffs knocking on the door at the 13.
Lerwick stands in the shotgun. Beacon is the lone running back. They'll hand it to Taylor. Taylor's got some space. Give a stiff arm. He dives to the end zone, and he's in. Taylor Beacon gives the Hornets the lead. 4:27 to play in the third quarter. And from about 12 yards out, Taylor Beacon gets it into the end zone.
That was an 8-play, 56-yard drive there for the Hornets, and they have just now taken the lead. First time since their opening play that went for 6. And you're going to obviously probably go for 2 here just because to make it a full one-possession game.
And the point after touchdowns haven't gone very well for Pine Bluffs either, as Lerwick rolls to his right, shovel pass to Fornstrom, who returns to the game and makes the catch. 2-point conversion is successful for the Pine Bluffs Hornets, and now Pine Bluffs on top by 7, 27-20 with 4:27 to play in the third quarter. We'll see if the Wranglers can answer after we take a timeout. You're listening to 1A 9-Man football from the state championship here on 105.1 Jack FM and County10.com.
Brown Sugar Coffee Roastery is proud to be a supporter of athletics and student athletes all across Fremont County. Brown Sugar is a locally owned and operated restaurant located in downtown Riverton. Their passion is coffee and locally sourced foods. Be sure to stop in for dinner service and look for a new menu coming soon. Brown Sugar Coffee Roastery. See them online at brownsugarcoffeeroastery.com or stop in at 203 East Main Street, Riverton.
Zone twice here in the third quarter. Shoshoni still looking for their first points of the second half. They led 20-13 at the break. It's now 27-20 Pine Bluffs.
Yeah, it's back-to-back drives with Pine Bluffs scoring. That's the first time in this game it's happened for either team.
New kicker into the game for Pine Bluffs. Kicks it right to Peyton Trumpler at his own 15-yard line. Trumpler's got some space out to the 30-yard line, or he's finally knocked backwards in a hard hit. Is going to fire up the Pine Bluffs crowd as their sideline bouncing up and down and their fans excited. But still a decent return from Peyton Trumpler out to the 32 is where the official will put it down.
Yeah, Shoshoni now, they got to capitalize on a drive here, especially now if Pine Bluffs going back-to-back drives with scores. You definitely want to put a score up for sure. Let's take things. It's still third quarter, 4:19 to go, plenty of time, so you don't have to go for 2 if that's the case, but we'll see as we got a stoppage as they forgot to take the tee off.
It was Mitchell Burkhofer, by the way, who was on to kick. First time I've seen him on kickoff duty. Alex Mills out of the shotgun to start the Shoshoni offense. 1st and 10. Tried to find Fike on a short route out to his left side, but it falls incomplete.
There's 2 Hornets there that kind of maybe made it difficult for Fike to cleanly make the catch there. It's going to set up a 2nd down, 10 to go. 27-20 here on Jack FM 105.1.
Welcome all of you across Fremont County and those listening online. Jared Anderson, Wyatt Barijka here with you from War Memorial Stadium.
Great view, Jared, from the press box.
Fun to be part of this one as Mills in the shotgun pitches it to Trumpler. Trumpler with a blocker to his right side. He's got first down yardage and more across the 45 and down to about the 47. Good run on 2nd down for Peyton Trumpler.
Yeah, that was perfect. Trumpler just staying behind his blockers, get as much as he can really before he closes it all down, but good job there for the Wranglers. That's really the first big play you need right there to start what they hope to be a scoring drive.
County 10 sports writer Randy Tucker in the Porter's pregame show telling us what a great lead block Cannon Campbell is, and he got out in front that time and led the way for Peyton Trumpler. Shotgun for Mills, 3 in the backfield again. Fike is lone receiver. Give it to Trumpler again. Trumpler across midfield and into opposing territory. A gain of 4 on 1st down.
Yeah, that was meant to be kind of a misdirection play there. Pine Bluffs really not fooled on that. Only a gain of 4, I believe, on that to set up a 2nd down, 6 to go, 3:48 in counting.
Ball now at the Pine Bluffs 48-yard line. The Hornets have scored twice this third quarter, taking the lead back. They lead at 27-20 after Shoshoni went into the locker room up 20-13. Cannon Campbell gets the carry this time, and another 4 yards is going to set up a 3rd down and pretty short.
That's a run Cannon Campbell has been hoping to get really in this game. He's actually really been held to really nothing, if I'm not mistaken. Not much rushing for him. Trumpler, though, carrying the way as he stands behind Mills on the 3rd down and 1 to go.
Mills will try to quarterback sneak. It runs right into the line. Flag flies. Mills bounces off lineman and goes backwards. Isn't going to pick up any positive yardage. In fact, loses a couple, but again, there is a flag down.
Yeah, we'll see there what it is.
Personal foul, face mask, Pine Bluffs.
Another penalty on Pine Bluffs, Jared. That's really, if there's one thing that's helped Shoshoni in this game, it's been those penalties.
Yeah, at a lot of key times, it feels like, too. Another backbreaker right there for Shoshoni was driving. Pine Bluffs kind of stands him up there on 3rd down, and presumably Shoshoni would have went for it on 4th down, but now they don't have to, as the ball placed at the Pine Bluffs 31-yard line. 3 minutes to play, 3rd quarter. Shoshoni trailing 27-20, but on the move. Mills out of the shotgun, pitches the football to Trumpler. Trumpler tries to create some space, but ultimately doesn't get much. He does get back to the original line of scrimmage for no gain. Worked his way positively after he got the pitch for about 3 yards, but right back to the original 31-yard line for the line of scrimmage.
I really think Trumpler would have got more if he went outside on that play. He had a couple blockers to really help out. I know there was Pine Bluffs coming in, but yeah, I think that was an interesting call to go inside for Trumpler, even though he does play big.
Jarvis and Fike out to the right side, 2 in the backfield for Mills. Mills wants to throw, rolls to his right, does a good job of avoiding pressure. Now a roll back to his left, try to fight off another defender, looking for somebody. Now he's going to find Dom Jarvis, who gathers it in for a medium gain of about 5 yards, but there's Alex Mills again improvising with his feet.
Yeah, as now you got stoppage on the play. Dom Jarvis once again down for the Wranglers on that one, as he kind of was in the air when he had to make that catch, but a huge credit there really to the entire Shoshoni team. Campbell makes a big block on that one to keep that play alive, and now you get that completion there, but it does cost Dom Jarvis as he is able to walk off under his own power. Just probably got hit a little too hard on that one. It's going to set up at 3rd and 5, Jared.
Diego Paniagua for Pine Bluffs also shaken up on the play, had to come out. It's just, I mean, it's a credit to both of these teams. This is a hard-hitting, physical game. Everybody really leaving it out there here still with 2 more minutes to play in the 3rd quarter and another full quarter coming up. But everybody just kind of laying it on the line here in the 3rd quarter. We've seen a lot of shaken up players. 3rd and 5. Mills will give it to Trumpler, who plows forward for 2, maybe 3 yards, and it's going to set up a Shoshoni 4th down.
And they're going to go for this. You can see Max Mills on the field saying, "We're going to let this happen." And Shoshoni, this is we're already in the 3rd, but this is probably going to be one of the biggest plays of the game if Shoshoni converts and scores, or if they're stopped and Pine Bluffs takes a drive.
A game like this feels like a lot of these moments are big. 4th and 2.
The crowd gets wild up here.
Mills in the shotgun, 2 in the backfield, a receiver to either side. Mills is going to take the quarterback. Was Trumpler back there, and Trumpler is going to pick up the 1st down and a couple more. Trumpler picks up 4 yards and another shaken up player, but a big conversion for the Wranglers to pick up that 1st down.
Colin Jensen, the one down there, but yeah, that direct snap, Mills was actually in the backfield this time. Usually that's where Trumpler's at, but good job there by the Wranglers to get the 1st down. That's all you need. You just needed to get the 2 for the 1st, and they were able to do that.
1st and 10 Wranglers from the Pine Bluffs 18. Corbin DeWitt under center. Another interesting formation is another direct snap to Peyton Trumpler. Trumpler going to knock over a defender and muscle forward for a gain of 5 on 1st down.
Yeah, just kind of now slowly, methodically getting in there, as you do have to run one more play if you're Shoshoni to avoid that delayed game. But that is a good start there on this set of downs for the Wranglers with 30 seconds to go now.
3rd quarter action here from War Memorial Stadium. Pine Bluffs leading 27-20, but Shoshoni knocking on the doorstep here in the red zone. Mills again under center. We'll give it to Trumpler. Trumpler some space off the right side. Fights forward for a first down inside the 5-yard line. And that will probably take us to the end of the third quarter on a first down run from Peyton Trumpler.
Well, they're going to let the chains get set here. Oh, no, they're just going to let it run down. Not anymore.
It'll be first and goal, Shoshoni, as we start the fourth quarter. It's going to be fun. Don't go anywhere. Come on back with us at the end of 3. It's Pine Bluffs 27, Shoshoni 20. You're listening to the 1A 9-man state championship on 105.1 Jack FM and County10.com.
Central Wyoming College has a new Bachelor of Applied Science degree in Early Childhood Education.
Being a teacher has always been a dream of mine.
This degree combines the academic, assessment, and classroom management content that students need to be successful in the classroom. Gain knowledge in how young children grow and develop physically and cognitively, and guide them to social and emotional development.
What I really like about the education program here at CWC is that we get a lot of classroom experience.
Make your way at CWC.
Elevate.
And now back to the championship game. Here's Wyatt Barichka and Jared Anderson.
Glad to have you along for the 1A 9-man state championship game. 12 minutes on the clock in the fourth quarter. I don't want to say the final quarter in this one because it's been so competitive, but Pine Bluffs on top of Shoshoni 27-20, but it is Shoshoni football at the Pine Bluffs 5-yard line. So as we flip in zones, Shoshoni now attacking the north end zone here at War Memorial Stadium and be first and goal Wranglers.
Yeah, shout out to everybody here today at War Memorial Stadium from all communities in the state of Wyoming. It is a pretty good crowd here for both teams, and especially the Wranglers, who I'll have to sit on the other side this time, a little bit chillier.
It is. It's getting chilly here as we start the fourth quarter. Handoff to Trumpler. Trumpler knocks over a defender. He's in the end zone. Touchdown Wranglers to start quarter number 4. Peyton Trumpler from 5 yards out.
That's what you needed, Jared, for the Wranglers, because you let Pine Bluff score on that one, and now you have the opportunity to tie things up here as they just quickly on that one as Trumpler just has to take a man with him and is able to get into the end zone.
Jarvis's extra point is up, and it is through. We are tied once again, 27-27. The first play of the fourth quarter sees Peyton Trumpler carry it into the end zone from 5 yards out, his second touchdown run of the day. And boy, setting up a great fourth quarter, Wyatt, here as we've got a brand new ball game on the scoreboard.
Yeah, the high scoring game. I thought this would be maybe a little bit less of a scoring game, but both teams are trading blows at each other. I mean, defensive stops really was the story of the first half. Now it's whose offense can really get going here, and I think it's going to really come down to who can make a stop now.
It's hard to get a gauge of a game early on, but even in the first half, it felt like this is just going to be a heavyweight slugfest all the way through, and it really has been. Shoshoni looking for their 4th state championship in school history, looking to repeat as state champions. Pine Bluffs wants their 3rd state championship they won in 2016 and 2017. Shoshoni also looking for some revenge. They lost to this team in week 1, 34-26, so the only team to beat Shoshoni this season. The Wranglers wanted this game. They wanted one more chance here, and they're getting it with 11:56 to play as Jarvis will put the toe to it and send it directly out of bounds. Looks like that is the strategy on kickoffs.
I think they're just trying to set up a spot for Pine Bluffs to get going. They were able to capitalize things since it's going to be a kick out of bounds, but yeah, Jerry, I think it's really whose defense makes the first stop. I think if you find that out and if the scoring continues, I think that's who your winner is going to be.
First down to 35.
Just kick out of bounds, set the football at the 35. We'll set up a 1st and 10 for the Hornets as they're the only team right now to get back-to-back scoring drives.
27 apiece as the Hornets come out with 11:56 left to play, fourth quarter. Stu Lerwick sends 2 receivers to the right side, 1 to the left, and Schaefer in the backfield. The give is to Dalton Schaefer. Schaefer's got a lot of space, but a flag flies in. Schaefer has a first down across the midfield to the 49, but a flag in the area of holding.
It's going to be a holding. So get rid of that big scoring, or not scoring, but play right there. But first down, and it's going to be, we'll see where they put this, because the last time they did the spot of the holding. So I believe this is going to be a significantly bigger penalty. It is going to be a 10-yard variety. Regardless, it's going to be first and 20. I was going to say, too, when Pine Bluffs won, that was when 11-man was still a thing in Class 1A, or the 1A ranks, and now they have moved down to the 1A 9-man ranks.
Yeah, I want to thank Will Gray, the head coach at Pine Bluffs High School, who joined us on the Porter's pregame show. Talked a little bit about the decision-making to go to 9-man, considered playing in 2A, but would have been one of the smaller schools there. As here's a pass intended for Fornstrom, as Fornstrom unable to catch up with it. He had a couple of steps on his defender, and had Lurwick caught up with Fornstrom, that would have been a big play for Pine Bluffs, but luckily for Shoshoni, it falls incomplete. We've got a second down and 19.
Yeah, second and 19, Jared. And for the Hornets, I mean, they've been able to beat the coverage Shoshoni has been providing, but just not what they're hoping for.
Beacon off right side. Taylor Beacon knocking over defenders as a first down. He's into Shoshone territory. I said it in the first half. I thought we'd see more Taylor Beacon. Here he is in the second half as the change of pace guy, and he is a big bruising running back.
Yeah, it's really just when you need a big play, he's really been the one besides Schaefer, who really, when he gets in, he makes an impact. He gives the Wranglers, the Hornets in Shoshone territory.
Lurwick out of the backfield, give it right back to Beacon, and a great job defensively by Peyton Trumpler, who's there to wrap him up at the line of scrimmage. A gain of 1. Slow to get up on the play, David Merrifield, the big offensive lineman for the Hornets, but he will get help back up to his feet and stay in.
Yeah, Pine Bluffs just kind of getting injury after injury. It feels like they're able to make it back into the game, so that's been the good news for Pine Bluffs.
Lurwick in the shotgun. He's got Beacon with him. 3 receivers, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Here's the snap under a lot of pressure. Dom Jarvis has got a big sack for Shoshone, and it's a major loss all the way back to the 36-yard line. Dom Jarvis with a big play defensively.
It's going to be 3rd and I believe 22 at least. Just based on where the field, 3rd and 27, so add 5 more onto that. Big play there by Dom Jarvis.
Talk about gritty. We've seen him come off of the field a couple of times with an obvious injury, and there he is making another big play. 3rd down and 27 for Pine Bluffs. Flag flies as soon as the play starts. Handoff is to Beacon, who gets a nice gain, but is wrapped up short of the original line of scrimmage at about the 50-yard line. We'll check the flag.
And just based on what I saw from one of the players, it's going to go back against Pine Bluffs. And now you can kind of see the crowd for... I was going to say, this crowd for Shoshone is just now really getting into this one.
One of our friends from Star Valley walked by us at halftime and said, the Shoshone crowd always this this loud and crazy? Yeah, the entire town of Shoshone, it feels like, is here at War Memorial Stadium, and now we've got a 3rd down and 32.
In 6-man, this is really nothing, but 9-man, I believe it's a lot different.
Lurwick in the shotgun. Beacon with him defensively. He's got 3 receivers. Flares it out. It's caught near midfield before Sean Schmeidel is brought down. Schmeidel tackled right at about the 49. He's still going to be well short of not only the first down, but the original line of scrimmage. So 4th and 13 for Pine Bluffs, and it looks like the Hornets are going to punt it away right here.
Probably a good decision. I mean, 4th and 13, I mean, you could go either way, but just the way that Pine Bluffs has been able to capitalize on some opportunities as Trumpler now decides to go back is, whoa.
Lurwick does a good job fielding kind of a wobbly snap. It's going to bounce at the 15-yard line and then hop out of bounds. So it'll be Shoshone football from their own 15. Tie ball game with 9:03 to play in regulation.
This is, I said last drive was a big drive, Jared. This one is just, it has just gotten bigger just because you get the score, you take back the lead, you get a one-score game, and you still got 9:03 to go, but again, now every play, every minute, every score matters.
Don't know what else you'd want from a state championship game. Very arguably the best two teams in the state going at it here one more time. 9:03 to play. Shoshoni football with Mills in the shotgun, 3 in the backfield in motion to start the play. Both offensive and defensive linemen point at each other.
It's going to go against Shoshoni. Just a little movement on the line there. I believe that was Kellen Linen who got called there.
1st and 15 now. Trumpler take the handoff. He gets through the line of scrimmage and finds some positive running room. Now he's bouncing off of more defenders. Peyton Trumpler's got a first down and more. He's all the way out to about the 28-yard line. It's hard to believe some of the plays that Trumpler makes. It looks like he's fairly contained, and then he just keeps moving things forward.
He plays like he's the biggest guy on the field. I mean, just the power he has in his runs. As he stayed up even as he was being wrapped around, as we got a 1st and 10 now.
3 in the backfield again for the Wranglers. They'll give it right back to Trumpler. Trumpler darts around a couple of times and runs into a couple of Hornet defensive players. Has brought down Felix Gregory in there, one of the Hornets, and another shaken up Pine Bluffs player will be slow to get up. Gain of 2.
Clock's still ticking right now, as he does remain on the football field.
Closing in on the 8-minute mark. 4th quarter, 27-27 from the 1A 9-man state championship. Shoshoni football at their own 30. Mills out of the gun, give it to Trumpler. Trumpler's got some space. He's got a first down. Stiff arms Lerwick. He's near midfield and dragging his defender all the way to the 50.
That is a big run there by Tony Trumpler, and now you got another shaken up player for Pine Bluffs, and that I believe is the Stu.
Got a trainer out there looking at a calf muscle, it looks like, and maybe a cramp, as it is Stu Lerwick. He does get to his feet and to the sideline quickly.
7:51 to go in this one, as it's 3:09 KTUG Riverton.
Jared Anderson here, Wyatt Barijka with me, Riley Bouillon back at radio control at 105.1 Jack FM. Thanks to you for listening to wherever you may be. Shoshoni football in midfield with 7.5 to play, 1st and 10. They'll give it to Trumpler, who's got not much room, maybe a gain of 1 on 1st down, and he'll take it right to that University of Wyoming Steamboat Bucking Horse logo at midfield. Of course, the Pokes got a big one in a couple hours in Fort Collins. Battle for the bronze boot.
Big shout out really to everybody this season for helping us out with the Lander Riverton games, who has helped with the playoff action. And, without everybody who has helped us, we got a stoppage on the play. So the clock does continue, but they do stop it. I think it was a helmet issue.
Equipment issue happening there. Yeah, Wyatt, so many people.
7:07.
I'll readjust the game clock and put 4 more seconds on it. A lot of people have helped out. Shout out to our buddy Devin King for the voiceover work. I'm told Devin listening right now, so shout out to him. Here we go on the 2nd down play. Handoff inside, and it's going to go forward for a gain of 3 or 4 for the Wranglers, which will set up a 3rd down and medium.
Give a shout out to Thomas Denton for his production work for Riverton games, and shout out to Riley, who's done pretty much everything for so far, camera work, doing radio control, and doing everything. So just everybody who's helped us this year, and John Gabriel said a huge thank you to everybody.
Big 3rd down play for the Wranglers. 3rd and 5. Give it to Trumpler. Trumpler is met near the line of scrimmage, powers forward for a gain of 2. But here comes 4th down and 3 from the 42-yard line of Pine Bluffs with 6:15 to play.
I don't see why Shoshoni doesn't go for this. I think this is 4th down territory, especially you give the football back to them in pretty good field position. I mean, you can punt it away, but I think this is an easy call.
You talk about playing to win, you got to go for it on a play like this, it feels like, as Mills has 3 in the backfield with him. He's got 1 receiver to his left. Give it to Trumpler, who's tripped up in the backfield, and he loses 2. Pine Bluffs with a huge surge off the line, and Hornet fans are jumping around.
That is the big play. Now Pine Bluffs in great field position to take another lead in this one, as we have 5:40 to go in this one, as Pine Bluffs did not score on the last drive. Shoshoni now going to make a big play here, as we'll see what Pine Bluffs dials up here on the pass. I believe they're going to strictly go to the passing game. They might run a couple of running plays.
Lerwick out there after he came off shaken up on the defensive side, and they give to, I believe, Dalton Schaefer for a gain of 1. It is Schaefer who's back out there. Hard to keep track with these guys going in and out with injuries, but Schaefer back out on the field, picks up maybe 2 on first down. It'll be 2nd down and 8 right at midfield. The ball's on the 49 now with 5:20 to play. Don't blame Shoshoni at all for going on 4th and 2 there. I think that's the right call. Give it to Trumpler, the guy that can easily get you a couple yards, but just a great surge by about 3 Pine Bluffs Hornets off the defensive line to turn it over near midfield. Lerwick out of the shotgun, fades to throw, rolls to his left. As a receiver, it's hauled in for a first down. Ball out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. Receiver got knocked into a pile of players along the Pine Bluffs bench, and I missed the number. That might have been Fornstrom.
I think it was Fornstrom on that one.
Hornets on the move. Ball at the Shoshoni 39 now, inside of 5 minutes to play in a tie ball game. 4th quarter action. Here's Schaefer off the left side for a gain of 3.
Yeah, more just kind of let the clock tick right there. That's probably what that exact run play was. As again, Shoshoni really hasn't done much defending the pass game, as Lerwick 12 of 17, 193 yards. That's not counting the last play right there.
Clock ticking at 4:30 to play, 4th quarter, 2nd down and 7. Stu Lerwick stands in the shotgun, senior leader for Pine Bluffs. We'll give it to Beacon. Beacon's got some space off the offensive line, goes to the right side, and he's right near the first down marker. A gain is 7, and the official says first down.
Yeah, that was really close to the line. I think you're just going to give it to them either way, just regardless of the circumstances here. Now clock going against Shoshoni. I know there's 4:10 left, but time is in favor of Pine Bluffs if you score here.
4 minutes exactly as they line up over the football. 3 receivers, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Lerwick's got Schaefer in the backfield. He'll pitch it left side to Schaefer, who's got a little bit of space off the left side, and now it closes quickly, but forward progress going to get Schaefer a gain of maybe 5 on first down and a fairly generous spot there.
Yeah, that was more of a pass play, just where Schaefer was. It was the pitch like it was an option pitch, but yeah, that one going to be considered a passing play if I'm not mistaken on that one. Pine Bluffs with 3:26 to go have a 2nd down and 5 at the 24. Every second gets bigger from here on out, Jared.
Yeah, I think a lot of people leaning forward in their seats at this point here from War Memorial Stadium. The give is to Schaefer. Schaefer met at the line of scrimmage, keeps his legs churning. He'll pick up a gain of 2 on the play, and it's going to bring up 3rd down for Pine Bluffs. 3rd down and about 2 from the 21-yard line.
Yeah, could have been really a gain of nothing, but he is able to get a couple here. So for Shoshoni, this is going to be a big defensive stance if they can cause a stop on 3rd and 2. Running here for the Hornets has not been bad. I mean, they've been able to get things going.
Imagine 4-down territory, but we'll see what happens here on 3rd down and 2. 2.5 minutes to play in the 4th quarter. The hand is to Beacon. Beacon is drugged down behind the line of scrimmage by Dom Jarvis. A loss of a couple. Big play again for Dom.
Dom has made 2 critical plays in this one, especially in this quarter. The sack on that one, and now this one, as we got some Let's see what Pine Bluffs do. I think this is 4th down regardless, Jared. You got 4th and 6. The passing game has definitely been working out. I think you got to go there if you're Pine Bluffs. Shoshoni definitely need to stop.
We've said it a lot. Here is the biggest play of the game so far. 2 minutes to play. 4th and 6 from the 25-yard line. Lerwick in the shotgun. Rolls to his right. He's got some space. Lerwick's going to tuck it and run. He's got the first down inside of the 20-yard line down to the 16. Good job by Stu Lerwick to recognize the situation, see the space, and just tuck it and go.
Yeah, I don't want to kind of play I guess, favoritism, but that one definitely, Pine Bluffs got away with a holding on that one for sure, especially on the scramble. But now it's Shoshoni, you got to do another 4 downs here.
1:30 to play in the 4th quarter. Here's Beacon on 1st and 10, plows forward for 2. It is drugged down by Peyton Trumpler first, and then Dom Jarvis swarming into the play with the clock continuing to run, and now 2nd down, and we'll say 7 from the 13-yard line of Shoshoni. So Pine Bluffs milking the clock here in the red zone, 27-27 with 1 minute on the clock in the 4th quarter as we go down to the wire.
Yeah, Pine Bluffs probably going to be looking for a score here as this is your score.
Schaefer to the house, touchdown, Pine Bluffs Hornets. Dalton Schaefer waltzes into the end zone, got a lot of room as soon as he got the football, and Pine Bluffs takes the lead with 53 seconds left to play.
So, yeah, that was just great blocking there, as I believe that was Quentin Clark, who went down on there. So Pine Bluffs just going to go for the 1 and force Shoshoni to.
Abe Serrano's extra point is blocked. Cannon Campbell blocks it away. No good, and it will be 33-27 with 53 seconds left to play in this one here from War Memorial Stadium. So obviously one more chance for these Shoshoni Wranglers, and a big 13-yard run there from Dalton Schaefer to the end zone on a 10-play 53-yard run with 4:47 elapsing that last time, Wyatt.
Yeah, this is been going down to the wire. Pine Bluffs makes the score, but that block is significant. If Shoshoni scores, there's no time on the clock. All you need is a Dom Jarvis PAT, and you win the state championship. As Pine Bluffs, interesting call, takes a timeout on this one. I wouldn't be surprised if Pine Bluffs was to attempt to go an onside here, just based on how some things have gone today. Like onside recovery, if you plan that, I don't know why else you would take a timeout there.
I would be fairly surprised at this point if they try an onside kick.
I know the time is really different, but it's just interesting when you take a timeout like that, especially on a kickoff after a score. So something definitely is getting drawn up there.
Yeah, it is interesting to see a timeout on special teams here, and you wonder what Will Gray is drawing up with 53 seconds left to play, 4th quarter. Shoshoni trailing now 33-27. And like you said, it's going to take a drive, but if Shoshoni were to find the end zone, that blocked extra point could loom large.
And now you see Shoshoni lining up really with 3 turners. Peyton Trumpler now going to go back. But yeah, that timeout, Jared, is definitely an interesting call. I don't think you're going to go onside, but why else would you call the timeout? That's the thing that's getting me right now.
Mitchell Burkhofer has it teed up again for Pine Bluffs. He's handled the kicking duties here in the second half. He will kick it away as Trumpler retreats to inside of the 10. It goes off of his hands inside the 5. He will gather it up there. Here comes Trumpler trying to find some space, and he'll ultimately be tackled at about the 14-yard line. So not good field position for the Wranglers now with just 44 seconds to play in the game. And Shoshoni will get it at their own 14 to start this one.
So you need 86 yards in 44 seconds. Alex Mills on the day, 10 of 17 for 213 yards. Again, they ran that one play where Jarvis comes kind of on the other side, and you're going to have 4 receivers to the far side here, Jared.
Mills out of the shotgun, has Fike across the 20-yard line. Fike will be muscled down at the 25, and is there a flag? The official.
There is a flag over there.
I thought threw a flag, and then I didn't see it on the field. There is a flag in the Shoshoni backfield.
And it's against Shoshoni, so not what you want there. As that clock goes 4 seconds.
Shoshoni, 5 yards, first down.
So now you got 91 yards to go.
And just 40 seconds to do it, a team that likes to run the football first in the Shoshoni Wranglers. Pine Bluffs up by 6, 33-27, final seconds of the 1A 9-man state championship. Hornet fans on their feet across the way, making a whole lot of noise.
Shoshoni 2 timeouts, Jared, something to note there.
Mills out of the shotgun under a lot of pressure, avoids 3 defenders near the goal line, plants his feet, tries to find Fike, who gathers it in. Did he get a foot down? Wow, Trey Fike did at the 34-yard line.
What a catch there by Fike. He definitely knew where he was and made the play. The clock does stop. It was out of bounds, so clock stopped with 31 seconds to go. Shoshoni now at the 34.
Mills avoided 3 defenders that would have caused his safety there, planted his feet. Trey Fike makes an amazing catch. And 31 seconds to play here. Shoshoni football from their own 34, and now Pine Bluffs wants a timeout.
So Pine Bluffs now with 2 timeouts left. Jared, it's the last drive. We've been saying it all game. This is probably what this game is going to have to come down to.
Yeah, Shoshoni's still in need of a lot, but that first reception to Trey Fike on the drive to get things going was a huge help to get them out of the shadow of their own end zone. Again, just 31 seconds left here. It was 20-13 Shoshoni at halftime. Pine Bluffs outscored the Wranglers 14-0 in the third quarter. Both teams have found the end zone here in the fourth quarter. Most recently, a 13-yard run by Dalton Schaefer for a touchdown. That, by the way, Schaefer's 3rd touchdown of the game for these Hornets.
We'll see what Shoshoni draws up here. Stanley going to be on the line for them.
3 receivers out to the right side, 1 to the left. Mills out of the shotgun. Fades to throw. He's under a lot of pressure already. Now airs it out looking for Trumpler. It falls incomplete. Trumpler double covered. And it'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 from the Shoshoni 34 with 25 seconds left.
Usually you overthrow somebody, but there you maybe just throw it just slightly a little bit under, because Trumpler was right there, just wasn't able to make the catch. And now 25 seconds on the clock as Pine Bluffs, basically their crowd is all standing up. Shoshoni probably nervous as heck right now.
Mills breaks the huddle. Corbin DeWitt, center, grabs the football and will start the play. Mills fades to throw, rolls to his right. Still on the run, looking for Cannon Campbell, who gathers it in. No, incomplete, out of the hands of Cannon Campbell. That would have been a big play. Campbell had some space around the 40-yard line of Pine Bluffs, but just couldn't haul it in.
Oh, that's a big break there for Shoshoni, not able to get that reception. As you were seeing on the big screen right there, that was just him. He had the spot, just not able to corral it. It's going to be 3rd and 10. Obviously 4th down territory with the Class 1A 9-man state championship on the line.
Pine Bluffs fans again making a whole lot of noise on the sideline, hoping for 2 more plays. Shoshoni hoping for a huge offensive play here. 3rd down and 10 at the 34. Mills rolls to his right, looks for Campbell again. He hauls it in. Campbell's got a 1st down. He's out of bounds to about the 45-yard line of Shoshoni. They'll move the sticks, but now Wyatt, just 10 seconds left.
Yeah, you definitely got to make 2 big plays. Shoshoni has 2 timeouts, though, Jared. So get a big play here, call a timeout. You can go in the middle of the field. I mean, really anything is open right now. You can't run the football unless some miracle happens on the blocking assignments, but you got 55 yards to account for.
2 receivers to either side. Mills fades to throw. Still dancing around, taking a lot of time, and now he's just going to put it in the ground. Incomplete. Didn't see anything he liked there and wanted one more opportunity with the football, but it all comes down to 4 seconds remaining from your own 45-yard line.
That's the best play Alex Mills could have done without throwing it into big coverage there. So, Jared, it's either a Hail Mary or we're going to probably see some backyard football coming into play.
You're on standby for some laterals, I would think.
And we got a flag on the play. And this is going to be intentional grounding.
Yeah, I wondered about that as soon as Mills let it go. I didn't see a receiver in the area, but he did some scrambling back there, so I thought maybe he was out of the pocket.
And Pine Bluffs takes a timeout, so Pine Bluffs now down to one timeout. 33-27, Jared. It is going to come down to the final play.
And back up the Wranglers, 5 more yards there. They've got it at their own 40. So Shoshoni needs 60 yards on this play. Trailing Pine Bluffs 33-27. It's been a fun one throughout, but Pine Bluffs Hornets one play away from a perfect season.
Yeah, Pine Bluffs defeated Shoshoni earlier in the season, and it's Jared, this one's a 6-point game, and all Shoshoni needs is a score. That blocked field goal, if Shoshoni scores, is definitely now going to be coming into play because all you need is a field goal. But first, you need to get into the end zone. You have 60 yards to go. You got one deep man back there. That's Stu.
Does Shoshoni have a miracle? 2 players on either side. Mills out of the shotgun, rolls to his right. Final play of the game unless there's a penalty. Mills faces some pressure, dances around, see if he can air one out. He's still dancing around. Defenders chasing him. He's all the way back to the 20-yard line. He uses screen. Now Alex Mills is going to throw it. It's going to be caught. That's Cannon Campbell, who's to the 30, down to the 20 where he is tackled. And after a dramatic final play, the Pine Bluffs Hornets finish the perfect season. Pine Bluffs, your 1A 9-man state champions.
That was a great job by Shoshoni just in general, but that's a heartbreaker. Cannon Campbell really had a lane if he stays up on that one, but that's a heartbreaker. A good job by Shoshoni to at least keep it and go into the final play. I know it's a bummer for Shoshoni, Jared, but I think Shoshoni can't hang their heads down low.
Definitely not. Hard-fought game, 2 amazing teams, really fun football to watch. And ultimately, Pine Bluffs prevails 33-27. A lot of weird things happen when you are in desperation time there. I don't know if I've ever seen a quarterback run around quite as much as Alex Mills just did there with 4 seconds to go. He ran around for a solid 15 seconds, zigging and zagging and trying to find something. And that's almost the type of thing that you see crazy things start to happen from as the defense breaks down a little bit. Did a good job to find Cannon Campbell, but nobody to pitch it to there for Cannon, and ultimately was drugged down at about the 20-yard line, and Shoshoni comes up 20 yards short.
Yeah, that's a heartbreaker for Shoshoni, and Jared, I think you just best summarized it. I think Alex Mills probably went down and back to the sidelines once, and he had the right read. He threw it to the right guy, but I don't know if Cannon Campbell just didn't think he could make a pitch that far out because there was really nobody you could really just give it a toss to. Peyton Trumpler was in there to block, so that helped out as well for Alex Mills. But again, Jared, it all came down to the final play, and Shoshoni, not the way you want to go out, but a heck of a season between both teams.
Just a spectacular football game, really wildly entertaining. I know if you're a Shoshoni fan, if you're a Fremont County fan, you got to be a little bummed out right now. You got to be disappointed, but a lot to hold your head up high about, as the Wranglers said. Just a great season, and congratulations to the Pine Bluffs Hornets, who have the perfect season and are able to knock off these very tough Shoshoni Wranglers twice this year. Again, the final score from War Memorial Stadium, it was the Pine Bluffs Hornets 33, the Shoshoni Wranglers 27. Wyatt and I will be back with the Bailey Tire and Auto post-game show. We'll recap this one, give you some final scoring numbers, and select our Lander Medical Clinic players of the game here in this one. Again, Pine Bluffs, your 1A 9-man state champions. Stick around for our post-game coverage coming up on 105.1 Jack FM and County10.com.
The Lander community supports the Lander Valley High School Tigers, and Altitude Interiors on Main Street is no exception. Altitude Interiors is Lander's expert in flooring, window coverings, cabinets, and more. The inside of your home is like a team jersey. Every so often, you just need a redesign. The team at Altitude has the best playbook in town and can help you with your projects from start to finish and make sure you get the look and feel of your dreams. Altitude Interiors supports Tiger football, and they're here for you too at 333 Main in Lander.
Tires, tires, and more tires. Bailey Tire and Auto Service offers a huge selection, great prices, and fantastic service.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, this is Haley. With over 13,000 tires to choose, Bailey has tires for your ATV, farm implement, car, truck, trailer, semi, lawnmower, wheelbarrow, you name it. If it has a tire, Bailey Tire and Auto Service can fix it or replace it. Bailey Tire and Auto Service is your one-stop complete tire and service shop. Just remember, with Bailey's, there's no tricks, just tires.
Baldwin Creek Rental Service in Lander is a proud supporter of sports and athletics here in Fremont County. Baldwin Creek Rental Center understands how expensive specific equipment can be, especially if it is for a one-time use or event. That is why they offer tools, equipment, and party supply rentals. For many years, Baldwin Creek has provided services to clients in Lander and the surrounding areas. From lawn and garden projects to graduation parties, they have the right equipment for you. Baldwin Creek Rental Centers, 675 Baldwin Creek Road in Lander.
Keep it local. Try it on, save time and money on returns, and get advice in person at Bells & Bows. Our business is your best local source for quality clothing like Liverpool and keeping your look fresh every month with our new collections bag. These monthly collections bags feature anything you can imagine yourself in, and the best part is we will ship it everywhere. But if you live locally, we can drop it off right at your doorstep. Bells & Bows, your local solution to keeping you looking stylish for anything that comes your way. Stop in today at 309 East Main Street in Riverton or visit us online at bellsandbows.rocks.
We are Maven. We focus on the fundamentals, clean, simple designs with the very best modern materials and technologies. We refuse to compromise our mountain town roots to follow the well-worn path to $1. We choose instead to make game-changing.
Back here at War Memorial Stadium in Laramie, and a heartbreaker for the Shoshoni Wranglers, who come up just short in the 1A 9-man state football championship game. Pine Bluffs Hornets cap off their perfect season and finish undefeated, 33-27. The final score was a Dalton Schaefer 13-yard touchdown run with 53 seconds remaining that ultimately became the difference in this one. As again, Shoshoni comes up short, but a phenomenal season and a great run to get here to the state championship, but unable to defend their state championship. Let's take a look at the scoring in this one, and then Wyatt's going to have a look at some of the individual stats in this one. After the first quarter, it was 7-7. Matter of fact, we saw a touchdown on the first play of the game from scrimmage as Dalton Schaefer took it 61 yards to the house to score with 11:51 to play in the first quarter. At the 6:18 mark in quarter number 2, it was Peyton Trumpler punching it in from 1 yard out to tie things up at 7s. In the second quarter, Dalton Schaefer again from 13 yards out would score. The extra point failed there, and with 11:24 remaining in the second quarter, Pine Bluffs led 13-7. At the 8:11 mark of quarter number 2, it was Dom Jarvis on a 70-yard pass from Alex Mills to score. The extra point there was no good, so we were tied again at 13s. Shoshoni would score on the final play of this second quarter. So you get a touchdown on the first play from scrimmage in the first quarter. You get a touchdown on the final play of the first half. And that was a Dom Jarvis 5-yard touchdown pass from Alex Mills, Dom's second. And that put Shoshone up 20-13 at the break. Third quarter largely dominated by Pine Bluffs, and kind of the difference is Ryan Fornstrom would catch a 77-yard pass from Stu Lurwick at the 9:54 mark to bring his team to within one after another missed extra point made it 20-19. At the 4:27 mark was Taylor Beacon, who had a big second half. He punched it in from 13 yards out on the ground, and the 2-point conversion was good on a pass play to Ryan Fornstrom to give Pine Bluffs a 27-20 advantage. Shoshone would tie it up at the 11:56 mark of the fourth quarter. First play of the fourth quarter, Peyton Trumpler ran it in from 5 yards out. The extra point was good, tying things up at 27. Unfortunately for Shoshone, that was the last time they scored in the ball game, and Pine Bluffs ultimately took a long drive that was capped off by Dalton Schaefer's 13-yard touchdown run. Extra point was blocked, and it was 33-27, the final score in this one. So Shoshone comes up short, but a valiant effort, I thought, all the way around for both of these teams, really, and a good showing by these Shoshone Wranglers from Laramie.
Yeah, Jared, is heartbreaker for Shoshone. Again, 20 yards is the difference between tying this game and Pine Bluffs winning it. As taking a look at some stats here, is again 33-27 your final score on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. Total offensive plays, Pine Bluffs 53 plays for 466 yards. Shoshone ran 66 plays for 480. Pine Bluffs, this is an interesting stat, Jared, is Pine Bluffs was not the passing leader in this one. It was 290 yards for Shoshone, 198 for Pine Bluffs. And rushing, Pine Bluffs also controlled that, 35 rushes for 268, and Shoshone 44 rushes for 190 yards as well. Taking a look at some individual stats there, as Dalton Schaefer leads the way for rushing, 19 carries for a total of 182 yards. Peyton Trumpler for Shoshone, 33 carries for 176 yards. Passing, it would go for Alex Mills, 13 completions out of 22 attempts for 290 yards, 2 touchdowns. Stu Lurick, 13 completions for 18 attempts for 198 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. As for the receiving, Dom Jarvis leads the way, 4 receptions for 100 yards. Trey Fike, 5 receptions for 87. You got Cannon Campbell, 2 receptions for 52, and Jackson Stanley, 2 for 51. For the other side of Pine Bluffs, it's Ryan Fornstrom, 4 receptions, 170 yards. Colin Jensen, 4 for 48. Alex Sloan, 3 for 21. And then Sean is 1 catch for 17 yards. And that is how the individual stats work out there today, as Pine Bluffs definitely went to the running attack and they got Shoshone.
Yes, absolutely. As you see head coach Tony Trumpler and some of his players starting to walk off the field. I watched Coach Trumpler go give just about every one of his kids a giant tear-filled hug. There's still a lot of hugging going on with the Shoshone supporters and players on the field. And emotional because you lose a game like this, and also extra emotional because a lot of these guys out there are seniors playing their last time high school football for the Shoshone Wranglers. But a great season, a lot of fun to be a part of it, and we'll be transparent with everybody. Had Shoshone won, we had intended on doing a long Bailey Tyronato post-game show, sending Wyatt down to the field to get a lot of interviews and reactions. But I think in a loss like this, you let Coach Trumpler go to the locker room, address his kids, and frankly, Wyatt, it's about a 15-minute elevator ride to get down at War Memorial Stadium. So we're gonna keep you up here for that one. We'll catch up with Coach Trumpler here very soon during the offseason and recap this one. You can follow Wyatt Sports coverage on county10.com, and of course our sister station KOVE 1330 AM and 107.7 FM for more of his longer sports reports. But again, we'll catch up with him at a later time in this one, and that leaves kind of the last items for the Bailey Tyronato post-game show as selecting our Lander Medical Clinic players of the game. And I say players scores because it feels weird if you don't give a player of the game to the winning team, but also you want to give the Fremont County credit and pick a Shoshoni Wrangler. So, Wyatt, I'll defer to you with your players of the game, but I thought that there were so many players on both sides you could have given it to. I thought Dalton Schaefer was huge for Pine Bluffs, 3 touchdowns, fought through injuries, and then just my personal opinion, I'll give a shout out to Dom Jarvis, who I thought was resilient, made some huge defensive plays, and scored 2 touchdowns for the Wranglers.
Yeah, I mean, if you had to give it to one, maybe him, but let's give it to the entire Shoshoni seniors as it is their final game. All of them have made an impact of the game some way, somehow. Maybe it didn't show on the statistics, but on the field it definitely showed in this one. So we'll give it to the entire Shoshoni senior, the Dirty Dozen, as they call themselves. Hopefully I say that right. If I don't, I apologize to Chelsea Fike, as I've been working with her.
If it's not a nickname, it is now.
It is now, yeah, 12 seniors, but that is how things go for Shoshoni. And, you know, it's not over yet for the seniors. They got basketball season, they got wrestling, they got track. I mean, there's a lot more Fremont County coverage we got left here. It doesn't end today.
Yeah, exactly right. Wyatt will take a few days off, and then we'll get you ready for the winter sports season as basketball's right around the corner. We'll have a lot of basketball coverage for you. And again, huge thank you to everybody who made this possible. If you heard an advertiser on one of these broadcasts and would thank him for us just for letting these broadcasts be possible, we'd appreciate that. And Wyatt, I'm not saying this because you're here right now, but the whole reason this sports coverage came together was you. You were the one who implemented the video coverage for both Riverton and Lander football this year. And what I'll say to people too who are wondering, well, where's the Shoshoni coverage? Where are the coverage of some of the other teams around Fremont County? This was year one of trying it. It was kind of a trial and error. We've got hopefully some plans to keep going forward. And once you've done something for the first time, then year 2 is always better. So it was really you, Wyatt, who brought that idea to us, who set everything up, and really easy for me to walk up here the last couple of games when everything's been set up and taken care of, and now you get to pack everything down and haul all the bags out of the stadium. But big shout out to you, Wyatt, for making these broadcasts possible.
Well, shout out to you, shout out to Will, shout out to everybody who's done the Riverton crew, because there's been so many people who have done the Riverton games. Shout out to Riley, who's right now at radio control right now. Shout out, really just Christian Corona, who's helped me out for some games, but really shout out to everybody. And shout out to you, Jared, for everything that you've done for Shoshoni in the postseason. But like you were mentioning, where's all the coverage? We're doing our best. We're eventually going to get to that point where we want to provide coverage for all Fremont County teams.
Absolutely. Love being able to cover these games, to brag about the kids, the student athletes of Fremont County. So hope you've enjoyed our coverage here across County10.com and Jack FM. With that, we will say goodbye from War Memorial Stadium. Once again, the final score, it was the Pine Bluffs Hornets 33, the Shoshoni Wranglers 27. For Wyatt Barijka and Riley Bouillon, I'm Jared Anderson. We'll say good night from War Memorial Stadium. Have a great rest of your weekend.